6 games down, 6 wins in the books, but no breaks for the Cougars. Another top 25 opponent on the schedule. The number 15 ranked Allan Hancock Bulldogs looking to spoil the bid to remain perfect against the number 3 College of the Canyons Cougars. Hi everybody, I'm Matt Robinson, and welcome back to Cougar Stadium. Matt Robinson, Jesse Munoz here with you. Well, the first week of conference play in the books. Cougars with another solid performance, a 35-21 win over Bakersfield. And the Cougars, just one of 4 remaining undefeated teams left in the California Community College Athletic Association, Jesse. And like we said last week, flexed their muscle on the road against Bakersfield. We'll take a look at some of the highlights right now. And Jesse, again, the defense yesterday putting on a show, or last week, excuse me, putting on a show for the Cougars. 3 interceptions, 4 sacks, another very impressive performance.
Absolutely, Matt, and exactly what you want to see to start the conference season, you know, when the games really start to count, so to speak. And like you said, the Cougars able to cash in on 3 first-half turnovers. Cameron Bell, Cole Bullock, Avi Harris, all able to pick off the BC quarterback. And on the offensive side of the ball, the Cougars were able to cash those in for points.
Yeah, they did their job, scored on all 3 of those turnovers. 5 different Cougars found pay dirt last week against Bakersfield. The defense only allowed over 30 points one time this season, so they have been very, very good. 10th in the state in points per game against, 4th in interceptions, 4th in sacks with 20. They're led by Henry Ikahifu. He's been great. 5.5 sacks, 5th ranked in the California Community College.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Matt. And Henry, you know, he does his thing out there, but there's a lot of dudes out there around him. Reggie Jones, Dejar Dixon, Dean Miller. I mean, the list goes on and on. When you have guys like that, talented, able to fly to the ball, get to the quarterback, good things happen, typically translates into turnovers, gives your team a boost. Can't say enough positives about that.
Offense very balanced this year. 12 different guys have found pay dirt this year, and that's part of the keys to the game for the Cougars. We'll talk about them right now. The keys for COC this year, actually we'll wait and pause for the national anthem. All right, welcome back into Cougar Stadium. Now we'll talk about the keys to the game. And Jesse, there's 3 of them here today, and we'll let you go through them.
Absolutely, Matt. You know, number 1, create turnovers. We've talked about it already. Cougars have done a tremendous job of that all season long. Pass rush lends itself to the interceptions, so on and so forth. Number 2, controlling the line of scrimmage. This is a game that's going to be won in the trenches. That may sound cliche, but offensive line, defensive line going to play key roles here tonight. Cougars have an 8-man rotation on that offensive front. We'll get to some of those names later. But on the defensive front, it's the big 3, Taylor Lewis, Henry Ikahifu, and Reggie Jones coming at you from those spots. And then, of course, you know, for the Cougars, stick to your game plan. Don't look ahead. Don't get trapped. This is a game Cougars had a tremendous amount of success coming into this. Would be easy to look ahead to some of the opponents further down the line on this schedule. But, again, if you come into this ball game, you do what you've been coached to do. You execute your game plan. You know, Cougars do that, they're going to be okay, Matt.
As we're just waiting for the opening kickoff here from Cougar Stadium. And it's going to be an interesting one, kind of a battle of 2 different styles, Jesse. College of the Canyons, very high-powered offensively. Defense gets lots of turnovers. That creates opportunities for the offense. On the other side, Allan Hancock, they're a team that runs the football a lot. You're probably going to see them keep it on the ground about 45 times today. And we won't get to see their offense first. We'll get to see the Cougar offense first. So it'll be interesting to see how fast the Cougars try and play, since they know they're not going to get the ball back a lot. You got to get the ball in the end zone every chance you get.
Well, and Matt, to see how some of those skill sets translate over to versus a run-stopping typical defense versus that get to the quarterback, create pressure. Again, a lot of the same concepts and things will carry over, but it'll be interesting to see how the Cougars are able to respond, adjust. I know they've seen it on tape all week. I have a feeling they're going to be coached and ready for this.
Cougars with 2 deep to receive, and Gilmore and Elliott. It'll go out of the back of the end zone. And the Cougars will get the football first from their own 25-yard line, as a couple of guys got tied up right about the 25-yard line, and we'll hope everybody's all right. Looks like they are. So we'll get to see the Cougar offense first here today. Colton Doyle leading the Cougs out onto the field. 84 for 135, 1226 yards, so 1,226 yards. 13 touchdowns, just 1 interception this year, and he's been very good at making sure the ball stays in the Cougars' possession when he gets a chance with it.
100%. Protects the ball, finds all his receivers, is able to do some things with his legs, led all rushers last week. And Matt, real quick, a historic uniform debut for the Cougars. First time wearing their gold on navy. I'll tell you what, I love it.
We've seen the gold on navy none times before today. First time exactly. As Doyle to throw here on first down. Wants a big one going downfield, looking for Elliott, and it's intercepted. Picked off right about the 30-yard line by Fisher, still on his feet, and he'll get knocked out of bounds. So the Cougars go for a big one on the first play, and Fisher just had really good inside position. Makes a very nice play right here.
Yeah, a little bit of a tip here you're going to see on the replay. Fisher does come away with it. Good job by the defensive back to able to see it through. There's the tip, keeps his focus and able to see it. And then you look around him, it was such a deep shot. There's nobody really down there on field. Allows for the the interception return. Matt, I hope we didn't jinx Colton Doyle talking about protecting the football and no interceptions, but that's one of those ones the guy made a heck of a play on the ball, and now we're going to get to see how the Cougar defense responds.
I guess if you're going to throw an interception, you do it on the first play of the game, you get it out of the way, you move on. As we take a look at the Allan Hancock offense for the first time, Ezekiel Storr, the quarterback, and they will go with 3 running backs throughout the day. And there's Maurice Smith, their lead back on the first carry of the ball game, and he maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, and now we'll get a stoppage here as he looks like he's down. Actually, it's one of the big boys up front that's down. Jonathan Thomas in on the tackle.
Yeah, if we have a chance to look at that replay, you're going to see one of the gentlemen we talked about early in the game, in the pregame, number 19, Taylor Lewis. We'll see if we get that here. But, again, you know, we talked about that skill set, you know, get upfield, get to the quarterback. Well, he shot his gap, got upfield, and got to the ball carrier. So, again, a little bit of that translation of skills, so to speak. We continue to pause here.
Try and figure out who's down on the field, but that's not a good sign for Allan Hancock. As we look down the roster, you look at the COC offensive line, it's very deep. Lots of guys, about 13 guys on the COC offensive line. For Hancock, just 9. So, I mean, you can't have any bodies go down if you're the Bulldogs. As we're going to take a timeout real fast while we wait for the injury to get cleaned up. We'll be back with more Cougar football here on SoCal College Sports, SCVTV.com, and the Cougar Sports Network.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
Welcome back into Cougars Stadium as we're getting a nice round of applause as it was Fabian Murillo that went down and getting attended to by the medical staff from both sides. And it's never good when you see medical staff sprinting out onto the field. Looks like he's got a boot on the right leg. So we'll wish him the best as we go back to work in football here. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 for the Bulldogs. Is Storer looking to throw, will have to scramble, is going to tuck it. He's got plenty of room to go across the 40, still on his feet, and gets pushed out of bounds right about the 40-yard line of the Cougars, 45-yard line of the Cougars. Big gain, and it's a 1st down.
Well, take a look here, Matt. You see Taylor Lewis shoot his gap and get upfield. Again, that's one of the things these Cougars are taught, get upfield, get to the quarterback. When you've got a run-type team, you know, I feel like it's maybe more important to get up there, set the edge, you know, set the line of scrimmage. Cougars just got caught on that one. Good job by the Bulldogs.
As you got to expect them to run the ball about 40 times. Storer's only thrown 83 passes this year, only has 639 passing yards as he's under center with 2 backs in there. The give up the middle right into the hands of Maurice Smith. He picks up about half the chains. That'll bring up 2nd down and 5. And you can expect Smith, Christian Erickson, Zidane Thomas to really be the backs for Allan Hancock here today, as they'll rotate in and out, all 3 of them, as Storer goes all the way over to the sidelines to get the play call from the coaching staff. Seth Dameron in his 1st season as the head coach is 5th with Allan Hancock, taking over this year for Chris Dutra, who's in his 20th season but has stepped aside to be the assistant head coach or associate head coach. As they'll hand off again right up the middle. First contact looked like it was made by Jonathan Thomas. It leaves Smith about a yard short as he was able to fight ahead for about 4. And it'll bring on 3rd down.
Jonathan Thomas, if you're a viewer of these broadcasts, you know that's a name that we call early and often. And again, making his mark on this play and the game. Another one of those Cougar high-talent defensive players out there. And he's a fun one to watch.
This is really the pace to expect from Allan Hancock here all day today. They're going to use the entire play clock and just take their time getting to the line. They need a yard for a 1st down. Storer under center. Smith is the back that's deep, and he's able to get away from Thomas, who was in the backfield before the handoff even happened. But he's enough to get a 1st down.
Yeah, perfectly timed on that snap count. And again, Cougars so used to getting upfield, just took out the fullback, didn't translate onto the tackle. Bulldogs able to pick it up, but again, that's one of those things you like to see, the intensity, the speed. A couple of those plays start coming together, the Cougars are going to be in business.
This is where the COC defense, Jesse, earns its money right here inside their own 30-yard line, 35-yard line, really. They don't allow a lot of points down in the red zone area.
No, it's a buckle-down type situation always in this area. Turnover, a big stop.
Storer will hand off to Smith again. This time he's met by Julian Salazar. There's a flag at the line of scrimmage, and I'm going to imagine that to be a hold.
Well, I tell you what, they didn't hold Julian Salazar back on that one. That young man came bursting through.
So, indeed, a penalty flag on the play for holding.
Salazar, another one of those guys we didn't specifically highlight in the opener, but dude makes a lot of plays, flies around, and you can see it right there.
So it'll be 1st and 20 now, all the way back to the Cougar 41-yard line. Storer takes his time jogging back in. And actually, it's not Storer, it's Telilu in at quarterback, so a change for Allan Hancock. I wonder why. And that's not going to be many yards on the gain. It'll bring up 2nd down at about 20. So Tielu is the quarterback out of Portal City, Hawaii, and this is really his first chance. It's been Storer all year long, so change for the Bulldogs. And it's been him from the start, so I expected to see Ezekiel Storer out there. Bulldogs going to take their time here, call it 2nd and 18. Pace very slow on this early start. Smith stays as the back. They'll throw here. Pass incomplete. Intended for Mike McCoy, and there was some tight coverage right there. Avi Harris was right behind him.
I think Abdul Latif Adu in on that spot as well. Another one of those Cougar defensive backs. And a nice job. Made a couple plays during our last broadcast that definitely were worth remarking on. It looks like he's picked up right where he started.
So Tielu getting his first start, will come back in on a 3rd and long for the Bulldogs, and he'll go in the shotgun for the first time here today. Smith just to his right, 2 receivers out to each side. They'll send a man in motion. It's a handoff, and that's not going to do for very much at all. Aquino was the man to get the carry, and he didn't really have much of anywhere to go.
Yeah, really an interesting play call when you figure you've got a tight end or a larger size receiver coming in motion. He needed a big chunk, certainly didn't get anywhere near it. Again, maybe that's something they just wanted to try for set something up later. But the Cougars able to hold strong.
Going to try for a field goal here with Thieker. His longest this year is 60, and this is about 53. Snap is down, kick is up, plenty of leg, and it's going to miss out to the right. So the field goal kept no good, and COC will take over.
Matt, that's a gutsy call
Yeah.
right there to kick that field goal, especially coming off the eye question 3rd down play. But then to be able to try and get the points on the board, I think that shows you just the urgency going up against a high-powered offense like the Cougars. You got to try and get points anytime you can, be it a 53-yard field goal or not. Just didn't work out for the Bulldogs. But again, you put the Cougars right here in striking distance with the strong arm of Colton Doyle and those speedy receivers that he likes to hit streaking down the sideline. So we'll see if the Cougars do take that shot or get back into their offense.
Ball starting on their own 36-yard line. Doyle in the shotgun will send a receiver in motion here on 1st down. He'll pitch it to the outside. Handoff for Cyrus Zool, and he does not have anything to work with. Didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe they'll give him the line. Maybe they'll be a line yard short.
No, Bulldogs were with that one. Looked like Cyrus had a little bit of an escort out there, but again, the Bulldogs sniffed it out.
So it'll bring 2nd down and 13. And so Zool gets a carry, and the Cougars may be trying to establish some ball possession of their own. Is Zool out there to the right of Colton Doyle here on 2nd and 13. Doyle will fake the handoff, throws, pass caught. It's Tim Wiggins right over the middle. He stays on his feet after he spins away from a tackle and then gets drugged down from behind. I'm surprised there's no flag there, as that was a clear horse collar from up here. But it doesn't matter, it's a 1st down for the Cougars.
And the Cougar sideline definitely calling for it. We got another Bulldog down on the ground, but as I say, look at this replay. You get Tim Wiggins over the middle. He's a tough receiver out there, just able to bounce it up. But look at number 2, Calvin Little's coming across with this crock block.
And they did get a late flag. They called a flag on Fisher, so they actually you see the flag fly in there. So it's a personal foul on Fisher for face mask. So it'll move the ball even further forward, all the way up to the Bulldog 35-yard line, 36-yard line, as we have another Bulldog down on the field. And we'll take another timeout here as we get this guy some treatment as the medical staff back out on the field once again.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments, time with friends, lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's, be a sub above.
Back inside Cougar Stadium, Loto Ma'ani'amongu. I will try and get that right, but it's a lot for me and trying to say it on the first time. Looks like he's getting helped off the field and was limping off the left leg, so he'll get some treatment. We hope he's all right, but that's 2 Bulldogs down here early on, and that doesn't bode well for a Bulldog roster that has thinned out as the year has kind of gone on. As we go here on 1st and 10 for the Cougars. Ball on the 36-yard line of Allan Hancock. Doyle will throw here. Now has to step up and run. Still looking downfield. Throws. Pass caught on the outside. Still on his feet is Andre Hunt, and he's all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
Nice little pitch and catch with Andre Hunt. But I want to point out number 71 here, Stephen Eakins on the pass pro. You're going to see it looks like his man gets a step on him, but he just sticks with it, washes him down, able to create some space for Colton Doyle. And then works out into a first down. Cougars on the move.
All the way up to the line already is Doyle here on first down. Will take the snap, throws it back into the hands of Hunt. Still on his feet. And he's wrestled down, but not after a gain of 7 yards. So it'll bring up 2nd down and about 3. Cougars moving here, Jesse.
Yeah, and go right back to Hunt. You know, again, one of those talented receivers. Maybe doesn't get the headlines of some of the other guys at TQ Gilmore, but when his number is called, always does a great job getting the ball and getting upfield.
16 receptions, 279 yards, 3 touchdowns on the year for Hunt. As Doyle this time will give. Zool met in the backfield, still on his feet, and finally wrestled down. So Zool having a tough go on the carries. Loses about 2 yards. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Now there's going to be another flag on that, but you see Cyrus Zool looked like he started to make a move there, almost had his guy beat. Hancock defender just able to stick with him, and you're right, hasn't been able to get much going here, but I like the fact that they continue to go back to him. We'll see what the penalty was here.
Clock is still running, so I don't think anybody saw that there was a flag. So it's a 15-yard penalty against the Cougars. Personal foul on Danny Valenzuela was the one that was called, I think, right? 55 was the number he said, Jesse?
I couldn't remember here if it was 55 or 75.
60, yeah. It was
but one of those big
could
old
have been
boys
55,
up front
65, or 75. There's lots of 5s up front.
had some words and interactions with his opponent.
So we'll bring up 3rd down and long here for the Cougars. Doyle to throw, has to roll to his right, has a man chasing him. Now we'll turn on the afterburners and did a good job just to get out of bounds without taking any contact.
Yeah, you know, and again, didn't find much room there, was able to get to the corner. I think, like you said, the biggest benefit there is he didn't take much contact. But this is a guy that can scamper around, find space, and make plays. And, you know, hasn't worked out yet, but look for him. Like I said, led all rushers last week versus Bakersfield with 85 yards and a score on the ground. We've seen him a couple times this year with some big-time runs helping getting the Cougars down the field.
Cougars going to opt for points on the board here on 4th and 20 as they'll bring in Ty Morrison. Ball will be spotted for the kick right about the 37-yard line, so make this a 47-yarder for Morrison. His longest this year was 43, and he's coming off a bit of an injury here, and now actually it's going to back the Cougars up even more. So we were talking about a 43-yarder or 48-yarder, and now we're talking about a 50-yarder just about?
I think you change your approach
Yep.
right here. And Morrison just backs up to punt. Interesting that they actually called him on that penalty. I don't know, a little flinch or just a little bit of excitement.
No, it was delay of game.
Oh, excuse me. I was going to say there. But like you said, back up and take the punt instead.
Morrison will just softly punt this one down into the corner. It'll go out of bounds, and we'll see where they run it up to. Probably right about the 25-yard line, as he'll walk it all the way up to the 22, and that's where Allan Hancock will take over 1st and 10. So the Cougars look like they were on a path to score, but a penalty by the offensive line, a personal foul pushes them back, and then cannot get points on the board after the penalty for delay of game. So it'll put the Allan Hancock offense back on the field with 5:28 to go here in the first.
Again, you're the Cougars, you know, you're used to that high-octane score first, score fast. This is a little bit of a different scenario here. 6 minutes, or excuse me, under 6 minutes to go. Cougars not on the board yet. And again, the slow pace of this game maybe stalling them out from getting into their rhythm.
Bulldogs will go with, I believe, Christian Erickson that time on the handoff, and he'll pick up a couple of yards, maybe 2, and we'll say it's second down and about 8. And this is where the defense, Jesse, talked about the keys to the game, needing to get a turnover. This would be a big spot for them.
Yeah, not only the turnover, but again, controlling that line of scrimmage. You know, it's going to be a battle each and every play, especially when they're lining up to run, trying to gash you like that. So, I mean, I think the more that you can do, set the edge, control the line, get in there, shoot those gaps, and make plays, the Cougars are going to be okay.
Tiello under center. Eric's in the back. Tiello fakes it and will try and roll out on a little naked bootleg. And he's able to get enough for the first down, got to the marker. Good hit by Avi Harris to bring him down. Or was it
I think we're going to check
Allan
that number,
Smith.
Allan Smith. And I tell you what, Matt, that kind of hit like that gets me excited. Come up and just take out the ball carrier. You see the defensive teammates around him kind of responding to that. I heard an eruption from the sideline. A couple more plays like that, these guys are going to be primed and ready to go.
Another first down for the Bulldogs, though, as they'll continue to control the clock. And this has kind of been their MO throughout the year. Control the pace, control the clock. Not looking to have a high-scoring affair, just looking to keep it low and make sure your defense doesn't have to be on the field any longer than they need to be. As Erickson stays in there as the feature back, gets it outside the edge, and he picks up 9. We'll see where they spot him. It might be a yard short. It'll bring up second down, it looks like.
Cole Bullock and Dylan Vredenberg are there to make the stop. But like you said, Matt, you know, dictating the pace of the game, slowing it down. I mean, why wouldn't you want to do that? You come in and you face these College of the Canyons Cougars, numbers all over the board, hot tops in the, you know, state rankings, a lot of offensive weapons. Why not control the ball, sit on it, hold it as long as you can? Less time the Cougars have the ball, the less dangerous it's going to be for Allan Hancock.
It's smart strategy from Seth Dameron, Chris Dutra, Ed Herman, the offensive coordinators, Dutra and Herman. Of course, Dameron, the head coach, to say we're not going to let this offense beat us. We're going to make the Cougar defense do the job. As Erickson stays as the feature back, straight up handoff right to him, enough for the first down, gets across midfield, got wrapped up by Smith, but good enough for a first down.
And again, another thing I like so far, you know, Bulldogs gaining yards, picking up first down. Cougars continue to fly to the ball. That's about the second or third play where I've seen multiple defenders. One guy wraps him up, the other guy takes him down. Again, let's get to the ball carrier and let's have a party there, and that kind of seems to be the MO so far.
Well, and how much of this for COC, who's used to having points on the board already, is a let's not panic. We know this is going to be the game. Let's settle down here.
Well, I think the whole pace of this game, the scenario that they find themselves in, this is all somewhat unfamiliar for College of the Canyons. So, again, tremendous job by Allan Hancock to stick to the game plan. Let's see how the Cougars are able to respond, how Allan Hancock can execute.
Erickson again on the carry. That time he was met by Cole Bullock and brought down. Jonathan Thomas got to come off after he lost his helmet. And yeah, you said, Jesse, this is kind of unfamiliar territory for the Cougars. History certainly with its eyes on them right now, as they are undefeated. And Cougars have not been this far deep into a season without a loss in a long time.
Yeah, 2018, Cougars went 10-0, and that was, the last time they've, again, hit the 6-0 mark. So, long way to go.
So not quite a long time,
a
but long
bit,
enough for me. It feels like a long time after last year.
It feels like longer because of the delay, and you're certainly right. But anytime you can get off to a start like this, you want to see it through all the way to the end. I know that's a goal for the Cougars.
Tiello with the handoff, and that time Bullock in the backfield brings down Erickson, and that'll bring up third and long, maybe a loss of about 2.
Cole Bullock, another one of those big-time hits that gets me excited. And, again, that's the second or third time we've called his name. Really flying to the ball. Again, you find that gap, you shoot it, you get into the backfield, and that's going to do wonders for this Cougars defense.
How much, Jesse, does the strength on the outside for the Cougars with the defensive backfield allow them to really sell out for the run?
Absolutely. I mean, they've got one job because they know that those people behind them have their back, and you're able to focus on your skill set, your assignment. To quote a Bill Belichick, everyone do their job. And when that's all you have to worry about, good things tend to happen.
Again, in the shotgun, Tiello wanting to run, and he's not going to go anywhere. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, and that was it. as the Cougars were in the backfield. And we've seen a change. The Cougars usually run kind of a nickel a dime defense, but we've kind of seen it already. 6 guys on the defensive line ready to go.
Yeah. And again, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but Cole Bullock, Dylan Bradenberg, these dudes are flying around, coming up and making plays. And when you have your defensive front taking on those blockers, being able to set the tone up there, allows these guys to run around and make plays. Good things.
Cal Littles and Trey Elliott back to receive. They took their time getting out on the field. Littles will take it at about the 5-yard line. Still on his feet as he was able to cut through a couple of defenders. Gets back to the 15, then got hit while he was down, and that's going to bring a flag and a couple of flags. Laundry all over the field right now, and we'll see what the fouls are for.
Well, I'll tell you right now, that's going to be number 46 on Allan Hancock. Came in late.
At least the first one, might be a couple on this one.
Hate to see that type of play. I mean, he was obviously down and had been tackled play over, so I feel like that's a bit uncalled for. We'll see how the refs saw it. Trey Elliott, a tough kid out there. Yeah, that was an easy one to spot, Matt. And I'm glad that they got the right man.
I just wasn't sure if they were going to have any extracurriculars because the Cougars came over afterwards and made sure they had some words.
Well, and credit to Brian Snow, got right up in that guy's face and said, hey, you don't do that to my teammate. And
see, as a hockey guy, I love that because that's what we do. So
I mean, you like the physicality, you like the hitting the pads, but when the dude's on the ground with somebody laying on him, you can't come flop on him like that. It's uncalled for.
So with 16 seconds left in the first quarter, the Cougars will get a chance on offense here. Let's take a look as Colton Doyle in the shotgun will throw here on first down. Rolls, now throws it, dumped it off to Zool, and there's a flag in the backfield. I'm going to guess that's a hold on the Cougars. Yeah. Yep. Justice Spates gets called for it. So it'll stay first down. 9 seconds on the first quarter game clock here. It's a 10-yard penalty, so it'll be first and 20. So the penalty flag's not helping the Cougars. This is probably going to take us into the end of the first quarter. As the clock moving, Cougars would need to get one off here really fast. I don't know if they're going to have enough time. And nope, they will not. That'll do it for the first quarter. So low-scoring affair. First time we've seen it here this year at Cougar Stadium. No score on the board. Cougars and the Bulldogs. 0-0 as we'll take a break.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
Welcome back into Cougar Stadium. It's first and 20 here for COC as they throw. And lots of whistles. Not sure who was on the reception.
I want to say that's Joshua Littleberry, number 84. But let's check the replay. Like you said, Matt, a little bit of a cluster of bodies down there. We weren't able to see how the play finished.
So it'll be 2nd and 18. They got 2 yards out of it, did the Cougars. Doyle to throw here on second down, has to step up, and he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Couple of bodies there for Allan Hancock, and there's a flag on the play, and I believe it's going to be a hold against the Cougars.
Yeah, I think tried to give his quarterback a little bit of help. Colton Doyle tried to scramble out of there, but at the end of the day just swallowed up and went down. Nice job getting to him by the Hancock Bulldogs. So now College of the Canyons facing a 3rd and long.
3rd and forever right now for COC, all the way back on their own 19-yard line. They need to get all the way to their own 41.
Well, and I think aside from the first down, they need to get into a rhythm.
Yep.
I've not seen that yet this game.
So the offenses look very disjointed here early on. Doyle wants to throw. That time has a man caught by Wiggins, and he's about a yard short of the first down, but a good throw. That was the best throw of the afternoon so far for Cole Doyle.
And Matt, they got a favorable spot because the chain gang is moving. But again, Tim Wiggins, you know, he's a guy they've gone to over the middle twice now. Able to pick up the tough first downs, but don't count him out on the long bombs either. This is a kid that can do it all. Tough player for the Cougars, and like to see him getting involved here. You could tell, you know, Hancock is probably keyed on some of our outside guys, so to be able to come to Wiggins across and get that boost, it's been a nice weapon for Colton Doyle.
As they'll hand off to Zool this time, cuts it back and gets a couple of yards, maybe gains 2. That'll bring up 2nd down and about 8 here.
And you're going to see Justice Spates right in the hole here. Pulls from the tackle position. Nice block there, young man.
So we'll go 2nd down and 8. Movement on the line, so the Cougars will look back towards the sidelines to David Banks and get a change of the play call here.
Don't discount taking a shot right here.
As Doyle, just a quick drop, throws it to the outside, pass caught by Hunt, and that's enough for a Cougar first down. And now the offense, right on cue, Jesse, starting to look a little more connected here.
You know, and I like that. Obviously, when they look to the sideline, check down the play, you're seeing something in the scheme. You know, obviously Colton Doyle, you know, I was looking for the shot. Colton Doyle knew exactly where he was going to. That was just a pivot and turn. Andre Hunt, 3rd reception.
Might take the shot here, throws it
There it
downfield
is.
looking for Hunt, and it's thrown out of bounds. I don't think Hunt was ever going to come down with that one. It was about 2 yards out of bounds on the throw.
But I think we were both in keeping with that philosophy there. And again, the more you can do to set up shots like that, eventually one of them's going to hit.
Well,
and when you got speedsters down both sidelines, hey, pick your poison. Which way are you going? What are you going to defend?
We've seen that all year long for the Cougars, and that ability to take shots. It's interesting, though, we don't see TQ Gilmore and Trey Elliott out there on the field. Cougars going with a different change in the receiving core.
Well, remember that Trey Elliott was the young man that got flopped on that kick return, so we hope that he's okay.
So they throw to Hunt. That ball was tipped. He almost came up with it as it got deflected right at the line of scrimmage. And I think he did a good job just to get a hand on it, make sure this ball maybe wasn't picked off.
And again, going back to Hunt, you're right, Matt, with the tip there. Just enough to change the spin and direction of that ball. Come up with the incomplete. Now another big 3rd down here, right around midfield. Cougars, like you said, starting to get into a rhythm. You would hate to have the plug pulled here.
As on 3rd and 10, Doyle will keep, runs right up the middle, got drugged from behind, and maybe was able to pick up 2 or 3 yards. They'll say 4 officially, as the spot is going to be well short of the first down, and the Cougars will bring the punt team, I believe, back out onto the field. We take another look, and you can see Doyle just right from behind. Looked like it was Upshaw that got to him first and slowed him down enough. So we'll see Ty Morrison for the 2nd time today on to punt. Standing right back about his own 13-yard line is Jaquez McWilliams, as this punt is a spiraling one, and McWilliams will take it right about the 9-yard line, and that'll leave the Bulldogs with long field to work here. All the way back pinned deep, so a good punt from Ty Morrison.
Yeah, nice punt. And again, you know, some positives on that last drive. Cougars able to, you know, advance the ball, a couple connections to Hunt. Again, those successful plays have not come in successive order. You know, you get the penalty, or excuse me, you get the first down, then you get a stall, then you get a pass block, a penalty, you know what I mean? Things that are stalling the drive there. So, again, Cougars continue to try and find their rhythm, looking to the defense now to give them a boost. And, again, when you put the Bulldogs back with this much field ahead of them, things would look to be in the Cougars' favor right now.
As we go 1st and 10 again for the Bulldogs, and this is their 3rd back in the game. As the handoff that time to Zidane Thomas, and he picks up a couple of yards. We'll see what the spot is. They say 2, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 8.
And big Taylor Lewis again on the play, representing Chicago, Illinois. And I have a feeling like we've got a couple viewers from that part of the country. I know one in particular. I'd like to wish a hearty congratulations to Greg Cole and his new fiancee, Anna Kate. Congratulations to them both. I know watching the broadcast here tonight from Chicago.
As we get down on 2nd and 7, so they gave him 3 yards. Generous spot. I didn't think he got that much, but it'll be 2nd and 7 here. The handoff once again back to Thomas, and that time he gets a big chunk, picks up maybe 4 or 5 yards. It'll leave about 2 yards to pick up here for Allan Hancock. As you can see him right up the middle, and he got hit right down low and brought down by a couple of Cougars, but the clock continues to tick. As the score still 0-0, if you'd come into this day thinking that you would see high-powered offense, apparently not at this point in time. No score. And this is the deepest I think we've been in a game without the Cougars on the board, Jesse.
I was going to say, and the Cougars definitely, if you're a Cougar fan, if you're accustomed to these broadcasts coming to the games, you're expecting a high-octane performance. Hasn't been there yet. A lot of game to go, though.
Cougars load up the line of scrimmage, and there is nowhere for Thomas to go. Met in the backfield that time by Reggie Jones. He was in the backfield before the ball even got to him.
I'm telling you, Matt, these Cougars, something maybe they keyed on in practice, but the timing on the snap count and the shooting of the gap, big Reggie Jones out there making a stop. Sierra Canyon, Chatsworth, California. And again, one of those dudes last week had, I think, a couple of sacks. Definitely a presence here for the Cougars. And just like that, Matt, turn the ball over, get the Cougar offense back on the field.
Littles and Gilmore standing right about their own 30-yard line. End-over-end punt that bounces it out the Cougar 45. COC will just let it go. And the Bulldogs will down it right about the Cougar 43, and that's where COC will take over. And we'll see if we can get our first points on the board here as the Cougars get the offense once again. Will we get a break? We'll get a chance. Time for the Alumni Spotlight here on Cougar Sports Network. And the Alumni Spotlight is this week.
Wait for it, wait for it. We are spotlighting Killian Zierer, former Cougar, a 2-time all-conference selection at the left tackle position, was with the Cougars in 2018-19 before transferring to University of Auburn. And the reason we're shouting him out last week was a player of the game in Auburn's 38-23 win over Arkansas.
New quarterback in there for the Cougars. Tuni Ikahiifu comes in to take over, and he completes a pass on the outside to Cal Littles. We'll talk more about Killian Zierer as we get a chance, but interesting change here. Maybe Colton Doyle just kind of not feeling it today, so they go with Ikahiifu here.
You know, Matt, and the luxury of having a backup quarterback that you can turn to and seemingly step in without missing a beat. Ikahiifu, player of the week back in, I believe that was week 3 or 4, I can't remember. But again, showed up when he had his opportunity.
New back in there as well, and that's Moises Haynes, and he just pummels his way through the line and ahead for a first down.
And now maybe you get some new blood in there. You know, we hadn't seen Moises Haynes yet. Cyrus Zool been handling the ball carrying. You get Tooney in there. You get Moises. You move the chains. And here we go. Cougars look to be in business.
Cougars moving the ball here. 2 plays and a first down as Ikahiifu to throw on the outside to Gilmore. He cuts it back through the middle around one man, still on his feet, breaks a couple of tackles, and he's going to take it into the end zone. Cougar touchdown, TQ Gilmore.
TQ Gilmore, number 17, coming out and making a beautiful move. You're going to see the juke right here. Just found the slightest amount of space and was able to take it to the house. Was actually on the field pregame, talked to this young man, said, hey, are you going to get another one? And he said, yes, sir. And he absolutely did. And boy, did he have to work for that, Matt. That's his 8th of the year. Came into the game ranked 3rd in the state in receiving touchdowns. That's going to up his total. We'll get updated standings after the game. But again, worked for every inch of that, being able to find pay dirt. Cougars on the board.
That space couldn't have been wider than my phone, Jesse, how he got through that. As Morrison's extra point is blocked. He didn't even get that off the floor. So it's a touchdown and a missed extra point for the Cougars, but a 6-0 lead for COC. And you finally get your first points on the board with 8:45 to go in the first half.
Yeah, snap was there, hold was down. I don't know what happened. I think he just hit it maybe a little high, and it never got any elevation to it.
I mean, remember, we're talking about Ty, who missed a little bit of time, didn't kick in the last home game for the Cougars. I think he had an opportunity to go last week against Bakersfield, but maybe he's still kind of fighting off something a little bit. And early in the year, he was a weapon early on in the season. So you don't like it if you're CUC. You'd like him to get back to what he was, but you'll take the 6.
Yeah, you'd absolutely take the 6. I think if you're Allan Hancock, you take that as a win, and the fact that you block the PAT, you keep it in 6. That could be a huge swing in this game depending how things go. But real quick, Matt, I just want to continue calling out Killian Zier, a member of our ISP International Student Program, one of our all-stars here at College of the Canyons, who did great things by way of Germany. So again, shout out to Killian, shout out to ISP and Auburn football. Tremendous job, young man.
That's Morrison to kick this one away. This is a low line drive kick, taking it about the 1-yard line. And bringing it up from there is Erickson, and he gets all the way back up to the 25, still fighting ahead, and they'll spot him at the 30-yard line.
So, Matt, what I'm most excited to see here, Cougars, you get the big play. That obviously lifts your crowd, lifts your sideline, gets the offense juking and jiving and jumping around. What's that going to do to the defense? How's that translate over? I mean, they've been playing well all game, getting the stops when they need them, but that extra excitement, that extra enthusiasm can do big things for your team. These players feed off each other. That energy is down there. If you're ever on the sidelines, you can feel it. So, again, very excited to see how the Cougars respond on this drive.
Last week, Jesse, it was the defense that set the table for the offense. Maybe a little flip of the script. We'll see if the defense can finally get that big turnover here, as they have not had one yet so far. In the shotgun are the Bulldogs for maybe just the 3rd time today. They look like they want to throw, and they dump it off, and there's a nice little play. Latif Adu is there. Abdul Latif Adu trying to get it all out and got tongue twisted. It happens.
Check out number 51, Brian Snoke. Again, week in and week out. I've got a nickname for him. I don't know if he likes it, but Supreme Leader Snoke in and around the ball at all times. And again, another one of our ISP student athletes by way of Germany doing big things for the Cougars here.
I mean, right on time, just after we talk about Killian Zier, who was a German player that came in.
I think he must have heard me. I hope we have some fans in Germany who are tuned in tonight, because these young men are coming out here and making names for themselves.
Back in a run situation here for Allan Hancock, as they'll give that time to Maurice Smith, and he just kind of bounces his way ahead for 3 yards, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
So again, Matt, we talked about those enthusiasms, how they rub off, how the defense feeds on it. Nothing new with Cougars flying to the ball and making plays, but again, I don't know, I get a sense of a renewed excitement out there.
We'll see what they decide to do here on 3rd down in Allan Hancock, as they, I think, tried 3 passes so far. They've had 1 completion. So, I mean, not much by the way of the air. They stayed on the ground, and it looks like they'll stay on the ground here once again. Is Smith the lone back? Cougars load up the box once again. 5 guys on the line of scrimmage, 4 linebackers in there as well. Smith tackled in the backfield. Supreme Leader Snoke in there again for you, Jesse.
There he is. The German contingent continues to make plays for College of the Canyons. And again, how do you even get pads on this guy? Just comes right off the edge. The pulling guard isn't there. Fullback goes right past him. And there's Snoke waving his finger. No, you do not. Bring that to my side. College of the Canyons, again, there's that excitement, and you got the quarterback, whichever quarterback comes out onto the field next, they're going to be raring to go.
It's good to see Trey Elliott back out there. He's on the far side of the field, back with Cal Littles, both standing right about split between the 30 and the 35 as Elliott walks backwards a little bit.
Trey Elliott, he's an Indiana kid, a lot of heart, a lot of toughness. You knew he'd be back out there, and I know for certain we've got some viewers in Indiana. I want to say hello to all of them. Appreciate your viewership.
So a delay of game penalty will back us up. It'll be 4th and 17, so it'll actually give the Cougars a better chance at better field position here. As Thieker back to punt. Has kicked for over 1,000 yards on the punt side of the ball as Elliott takes it. And he runs right behind his blocker and Cal Littles and brings it across midfield inside the 40 to about the 35-yard line. That was a nifty little run there for the Cougars.
We talked about it, one of those Hoosiers, Trey Elliott. But Matt, I want to point out Cougars dodged one, almost got a flag with contact with the kicker. I saw the ref look back and reach for his pocket and then just gave it the old wallet pat. and let it go, but they missed one there, and Trey Elliott took advantage of it. Now here you go, right in striking distance again. All the tools, all the weapons out there. Let's see what the Cougars dial up.
Cole Doyle back out at quarterback, so maybe now we're in a rotation situation for COC as we try and get both quarterbacks going. On 1st and 10 from about the 36-yard line. Doyle will keep on an RPO, and he's going to be able to get about 5 yards. And that's a smart handoff, or smart fake handoff there from Colton Doyle.
Yeah, nice little misdirection. I think he read some of the Bulldogs went with it, and hey, why not? I got the legs. I got the skill set to do that. You take the 5, you line back up and see what's next.
So we'll go 2nd down, and we'll call it about 5. Zool in the backfield, 3 receivers out to the far side for Cole Doyle. He's going to throw, 1-step drop, throws over the middle, has a man, pass caught into the end zone. Touchdown COC, touchdown Zion Slade.
Zion Slade picking it out of the air and taking it into the end zone, and this is the College of the Canyons offense we are accustomed to seeing, Matt. Good protection, the ball is there, almost perfect as it always is. Could see it right from the top, blew right past the defender. Safety was slow over the top, and Zion Slade gets his name in the stat book. I know he's excited. You continue to see his teammates congratulate him. I think that's his first of the season. I might have to second. I was going to say, again, another one of those unsung heroes that hasn't gotten all the pub, but another talented student athlete. And I talked over the PAT, but that's good too.
It's okay, we'll take it.
So the Cougars are on a roll.
So 13-0, back-to-back drives with points on the board for COC, and they came quick, Jesse. I'm talking less than a minute on each drive.
And again, that is what we're used to seeing. Credit to the Bulldogs being able to slow down COC, being able to make them feel things out, get into a rhythm. Again, Matt, is something we haven't talked about. Where's a 4 p.m. kickoff?
Yes.
Cougars are used to playing at 6 p.m. They've got 2 hours to get in their mindset, get prepared, get excited, get hyped. Didn't have that this week. So, don't want to make excuses, but it's understandable to see why that change, why that change in execution was so apparent in the beginning. Starting to find the rhythm here. Sun's starting to set. Cool, beautiful evening here in Santa Clarita. Now keep it up. Stay the course. Stick to your game plan, and let's see what happens.
Erickson standing back at his own goal line here for Allan Hancock as Ty Morrison to kick off from the Cougar 35 on the near hash. Erickson going to take it in the end zone and just kneel on it. So touchback, and Allan Hancock will take over on their own 25-yard line as they trail 13-0.
Want to give another round of shout-outs to our dear friends in New York City, the Big Apple, Dr. Vera Iacinda and her good friends Gail Kump and Ron Kump, and the whole crew at the tailgate party back east. Love to hear it. Love to see that you're watching us and hopefully enjoying the broadcast. Just want to know that we appreciate your viewership. And Dr. Iacinda, looking forward to having you here at your first Cougar home game. Definitely want to hear some of those Coach I stories you were telling me about.
We'd love to hear them too. I think that'd be fun as they're going to throw here on 1st down. Bulldogs downfield, and a good pass breakup. Way to get back and make a nice little play by Allan Smith as he was kind of beat downfield, but just stuck with it, knocked it away.
Stuck with it and got right up under his receiver. You're going to see here, outbodied him a little bit and was right there to make the play. Allan Smith having another big game, a couple big hits on the outside, almost came away with that one. Love to see it.
As Tiello that's maybe his 4th pass of the season altogether. I think he's only thrown 4 times today. Hadn't thrown a pass yet this year before coming in and taking over today. So he's going to throw here again as the Bulldogs kind of maybe feeling a little bit of pressure. Dumps it off, and it was too far ahead of Akiono, but right there to knock him down and make sure he couldn't pick it up, I believe was Henry Ikehifu.
Well, I don't know who got the block on 44, but that quarterback owes him a lunch because if he doesn't clip Julian Salazar is coming with a full head of steam right at that quarterback and almost got to him regardless. But again, nice block by the Bulldogs. And if we have time, Matt, I'm going to get one more shout out. Tina Kurth, mom of head coach Ted Iacinda, watching from Sugar Land, Texas with her husband Charles Kurth. Also want to say a hearty hello from Cougar Stadium to them and appreciate their viewership. Coach Iacinda and his squad are doing big things down here, and I'm glad you're able to watch it with us.
Third down. Tielu going to throws to the outside, and that one's about 35 yards ahead of the receiver, it felt like. Maybe not quite that far, maybe 15 to 20, but a 3 and out, 3 passes for Allan Hancock, and that's definitely getting them off their game, which is going to help the Cougars as the game goes on.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Credit to Allan Hancock sticking with their game plan throughout the first quarter into the second. You know, a lot of credit to them, even after they gave up the 2 touchdowns, you know, to come back to it now, again. But if you're College of the Canyons, that's exactly what you wanted to happen.
Trey Elliott animated that time to tell everybody to get out of the way as that punt was short, rolled out of bounds right about the Cougar 40-yard line. So that's where they'll take over, and we'll see who comes out as the quarterback for COC here on this drive as they lead 13-0, 5:39 to go here in the first half as it's started to turn into all COC here, and it looks like Tuni Aikahihifu going to come in. So, yeah, we're definitely looking like we're in a rotation now at the quarterback position.
You know, the question not only who comes out, but how they come out. Now, is this a point in the game when you try and slow it down? Do you put the foot on the gas and try and get another score? Let's see.
As they'll give to Cyrus Zool. Couldn't quite get the edge. Spins it back, looking for blocks. Still on his feet. Now cuts it up the middle. Wow. All of that got 7-8 yards out of it. That's impressive.
And I'm going to say Cyrus Zool saw TK Gilmore and said, oh, you can do that? Let me see what I can do, because that was very reminiscent of the play we just saw, the scamper up the middle. Some hard yards by Cyrus Zool. You're going to see reverse his course after a little Madden spin there. Tooney was looking for a block, just didn't know where he was.
Didn't know where he was going to throw
it. And Cyrus
it.
said, I'll go myself and just cut it up. Nice job.
So we'll go second down and about 3 here. Aikahihifu to throw. Still looking. Had his eyes downfield the whole way and throws that away. And that's actually a smart play. Had lots of coverage deep down in the field, Jesse, and just decides to get rid of it.
Yeah, I had a couple guys there that, hey, maybe if you're Shaquille O'Neal and you jump up and make that, you can get it. But otherwise, like you said, just throw it away. Live to fight another day. Big third down upcoming. And again, Tooney, another one of those guys that took me by surprise when he got his start. He can run a little bit as well.
Yep.
So don't be surprised if he takes off, finds a hole, scampers, and does his thing.
I think that time just a good coverage situation from Allan Hancock. As he definitely had his eyes downfield looking to throw, but at the same time I was waiting for him to tuck it. He'll throw here, moves out, throws it downfield, pass caught, Hunt. And he works his way across the 40-yard line. Good enough for a Cougar first down. That was a strike from Tooney.
Strike from Tooney. Check out the pickup by Cyrus Zool. Allows him to roll out, and then boom, just finds Andrew Hunt.
Twice from Cyrus.
Cyrus Zool contributing in all avenues of the game here. So again, you hear that Cougar growl down there on the field. Cougars are on the move.
Taking their time here is Aikahihifu in the backfield, and false start going to be called on COC, and I believe it's going to be called against Andre Hunt. We've seen this before a few times from COC. The receivers getting a little antsy, wanting to go.
A little anxious, and you don't know if that maybe they know a play's coming to them, or they're just so excited. We talked about that excitement rubbing off on everybody. Again, one of those mistakes you want to try to limit. Some hands on the hips there as he trots to the sideline, but hopefully something we can overcome.
So we'll go 1st and 15. Ball on the 43-yard line. Zool going to get the handoff. He's going to go right up the middle, still on his feet, and then runs the man over and knocks him down. Big yards from Cyrus Zool, and he gets a lot of that penalty and more back.
Cyrus Zool starting to run with some conviction here. Delivered a pop on the end of that run. And again, he's another one of these dudes. You get him a couple carries, let him get into his game, so to speak. He will burn you.
47 carries, 216 yards, and a score this year for Zool coming into today's game on the ground. He's got a couple of passing or reception touchdowns as well as this one on the outside to Cal Littles, and he's inside the 20 for another Cougar first down.
You know, credit to the Allan Hancock defender, didn't bite on either 3 of those jukes that Calvin Littles tried to throw at him. Littles, good job getting up there and upfield. The guy just stuck with him. That's going to be Antonio Fisher on the Bulldogs side.
I mean, you look down the COC lineup, Jesse, you talk about the receiving core. Littles, 329 yards. Wiggins, 220. Elliott, 205. Hunt, 297. Gilmore 458. They're very, very, very deep, and they can spread the ball around a lot. So those numbers down for everybody, but they're all getting catches. They've all got touchdown receptions on the year. Even go down to Akil Andrews and Zion Slade, each with touchdown receptions, and now about 100 yards for each of them.
Matt, I've said it all year. They have a lot of dudes out there, and we could spend a whole segment just talking about all the toys that this offense has to play with. The fact that they do all go out there, continue to compete, continue to share those stats. Nobody gets upset. Nobody's worried about that. That speaks well to the Cougar offense and the staff and how they've coached them.
As Ika Hifu to the end zone. Oh, and nearly coming down with it was Taekwon Gilmore, and he just couldn't find it, and he's not happy with himself
Yeah,
either.
a little upset with himself. Almost had his second one. Yeah, hey, the guy made a play. TQ didn't come up with it, and those things happen. Would not be surprised if they go to him again here on this drive.
And back to the point just a few seconds ago, those were just the weapons through the air.
Yeah.
We haven't even talked about the weapons on the ground. As Hancock going to take a timeout here. You talk about Cyrus Zool, Moises Haynes, and we haven't even seen the third and fourth guys, which are both very good as well. Samaje Freeman, Damon Banks, Dorian Mitchell, Kalinga Mugunda. All of those guys all the way down are very good. When we get a chance here, we're going to do a little business. Are you tired of eating at home, Jesse? Are you tired of it?
You know, it's lately, yes, I have been.
Okay, well then, guess what? Stop in at your nearest Jersey Mike's Subs, okay? And, you know, go get a sandwich. We get them up here in the booth every game. It's awesome. They're great. I like the number 7. I know you like the classic Italian, which is the 13, right? I mean, it's good food. It's the best food in town.
I can't argue with you there, but I will correct you. It's actually the Club Supreme.
Oh, you like the Club Supreme, the 9. I'm sorry. Okay, my bad.
But again, Jersey Mike's a tremendous partner of College of the Canyons Athletics. Definitely hook us up and take care of us each and every week. So again, Jersey Mike's a sub above.
Sub above, as we will get back to work here at Cougar football. 3rd and 10, ball on the 19-yard line of Allan Hancock. Cougars need to get to about the 9. As it took a while for the offense to get on the board, but when they did, it only took a minute and 35 seconds for him to strike twice. Minute and 36, actually, as I look down and read the numbers that are very small on my screen here.
And I'll tell you right now, Cougars are going end zone here. They're not going to be content for 3.
As Ika Hifu, plenty of time, good protection. Now he's going to have to tuck it, and he's going to get sacked in the backfield. Nowhere for him to go, and getting him back in the backfield was John Sniffen. Good coverage downfield by the Bulldogs.
Well, and just as I said it, I guess they are going to be content for 3. But again, I thought at this point of the field they would want to go for this quick strike. You see, the situation points at points have been limited, so I certainly understand the call. I think I got too excited, Matt, with that.
Well, and I think Allan Hancock read the play very
Yeah.
well on that one. They had everybody back at the goal line. It was almost a Hail Mary situation, and it was just a coverage sack.
And you
really.
see TQ Gilmore still on the sideline thinking about that last one, clasping his helmet in his hand.
Is this one a low line drive kick that is no good, misses wide right from Ty Morrison from about 43. So still something, Morrison fighting something. So it'll be a turnover on downs for the Cougars. They go without points on the board here on the drive. Can't make it 3 drives in a row. It'll give Allan Hancock the ball at about their own 26-yard line as I look down and actually get the right yardage.
And now, Matt, we talked about it for the Cougars. What are you going to see? Allan Hancock has not shown that passing ability, that deep shot ability. Do they change it up here in the 2-minute drill? Is College of the Canyons going to be able to respond to this? Again, this is a critical drive here for both sides heading into the halftime locker room.
As Telleu still in there at quarterback for Allan Hancock. Lone back in the backfield is
There it is.
Thomas, and that ball was on the ground. Cougars pick it up. Cole Bullock trying to get to the end zone, dives for the pylon, and they say he's into the end zone. Cougar touchdown, Cole Bullock.
Just what the doctor ordered, Matt. Cole Bullock, 29, making a big-time scoop and score. Didn't see where the fumble was. Let's see if we can pick it up on the replay. Again, everyone just maintains their gap, and
It just slipped
he
out.
just popped out. Jonathan Thomas in the area. I don't know that he hit to cause it. Either way, good heads-up play by Big 29. Finds it in the end zone. I think I see a turnover chain down there. A lot of excitement, and that's exactly what you want.
That looked like a big tight end running down the sideline, tiptoeing the edge. Lots of athleticism that time from Bullock. And the Cougars get that big defensive turnover and they get points
Yep.
off it as well.
Cash it in, take it to the cage, and cash it for money. Or points, as it were, here. And College of the Canyons, all the momentum in complete control here despite the low score. And again, Allan Hancock now going to be desperate to get some points on the board. Don't want to go into halftime down 3 scores.
So it's 20-0 now, Cougars, as they take the lead. Folks, for up-to-date records and information about COC football and all 17 Cougar athletic programs, including schedules, rosters, stats, games, game photos, live stream links for all home games, be sure to check out College of the Canyons Athletics homepage at cocathletics.com, run by the guy to my left here in the booth, Jesse Munoz. He does a great job, writes articles, does all sorts of fun stuff, has some good little tidbits for you on there, so make sure you check it out. That's where you can get all the information, find out how you can watch us. Watch me on the Cougar Sports Network, even though I'm never on the camera, but, you know, it's all good.
It's your one-stop shop, everything College of the Canyons Athletics, so come check us out.
Morrison to kick off here. Erickson standing again back near the goal line, and will take it at the goal line and bring it out from there. Head of steam. Cougars trying to get to him. Lowers his shoulders and takes a pop by Ryan Camacho right about the 20-yard line. That was 2 forces meeting together. And I don't think either one won on that one.
I'm certainly glad I wasn't down there in the middle of that. But again, special teams, some of these Cougars, that's the chance they have to make their mark. And so they come out fired up and raring to go. Hate to get greedy here. Would love to see the offense have another possession. We'll see if it's in the cards. Allan Hancock definitely has some work to do here.
As they will get the ball out of the break, will the Bulldogs. So they need to score and score quick. They're trailing by 3 scores at this point and have not shown much by way of offense since their first couple of drives where they picked up a few yards. They're going to run with it. Teliu not anywhere to go, had his helmet knocked off, and I think Henry Ikahifu going to get called for a foul that time.
Yeah, they're going to get him on that one,
Yeah.
Matt. I mean, we'll see the play here. I think just comes in high, tries to wrap and twist and turn him down.
Cougar defense was confused. They were like, he just made a
Yeah.
good hit and popped his helmet off. I agree. I think
The circumstance of where the
Yeah.
bodies met and, again, trying to twist him down to the ground.
that's a management call more than
Yeah.
anything else. Henry not going to like that one when he sees it on tape because it looked pretty good from our position. But
Respect the call, line
Yep.
up and play again.
it'll be first down here for the Bulldogs. Ball moved up to their own 36. They take their time getting back to the line of scrimmage. Teliu doesn't have to come off since his helmet was taken off. Erickson in there as the back. They will give to Erickson this time, and he's got a good head of steam, gets the edge, trying to get around a couple of Cougar defenders, and a touchdown-saving tackle by Allan Smith, bringing him down, but not after a first down, all the way up to the Cougar 36-yard line.
Well, that was a nice run, and Allan Smith had to take a heck of an angle to get him, even to get him down that way. Again, Allan Hancock not afraid to stick to their game plan. Hey, this is what we came in and said we're going to do. This is what we're going to do, and a credit to them, it's working here on this drive.
10 first downs for the Cougars today, 6 for the Bulldogs, and all 6 have been really on the ground as they'll throw here on first down. That one floated in the air, tucking back to get to it and making the catch. Nicely good read by Jaleel Walker. And actually, no, they said it was incomplete. He did not get it. I thought he corralled it.
So did I, and we'll have to see the replay here and see if he does actually come up with it. Couldn't see it from our angle.
And actually, no, it's in his feet right now while he's down on the ground. He looks like he's hurt, knocked the wind out of himself. It was a great play, though, as the pass was only to where he really saw it. The Cougar defender never got his head back around.
And I think we lost it on the camera angle, but now in the backfield, number 99, Jaquarin Ladson came in and put a hand and a body on the quarterback, shoved him to the ground as he made that throw. Surprised he even got it off. But again, just wasn't able to complete the connection.
You see it right there. Little house cleaning, no runoff for the injury. Usually there would be at this point in time if it was a clock in play, but there is not. So we'll hope that Walker's okay. I think he just got the wind knocked out of him. He came down hard on the football. So it'll bring up 2nd down and 10 here.
At the same time, like to see him walk off, especially after Hancock's had 2 guys carted off. So the ability, anytime you can walk back to your own sideline, that's a positive thing.
So go here on 2nd down and 10 as soon as Blocker able to get off the field. Tiello under center once again.
Cougars need to buckle down here, hold tight.
Erickson, the lone back. Cougars meet him in the backfield. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that was it. Not much else for him to do on that one as the Cougars selling out. And Hancock going to take a timeout.
Again, Matt, you ask a prognosticator what kind of call the Bulldogs are going to come up with here. 9 out of 10 will tell you a pass. They are not afraid to line up and run it each and every time. I've gotten some gashing plays here and there. But again, this point in the game, this on the clock, got to feel like there's some urgency to get some points. We'll see what happens out of the break here. Typically a situation where maybe you call 2 plays coming out of the huddle and you get them ready to go up and pick up again.
I mean, I think you have to. I think it's 4-down territory. You trail by 3 scores, right? You're down 20-0, and you're lucky it's 20, not 21.
And 1 timeout.
Yeah. I think you have to have 2 plays designed, and they both have to be passes, and they both have to be in the end zone, really, if you can get them there.
I was just saying, they both got to work at some level. As that's a long walk up the stairs into the locker room when you're pointless against the Cougars.
And that just, yeah, exactly. It'll just give the Cougars more and more confidence going into the locker room saying, we didn't even play our best football in the first half. Wait until we get that going, as we'll go here on 3rd down and 10. Telliu under center again. And he'll play action rollout, and he's going to be brought down way in the backfield. JT there, Jonathan Thomas.
Jonathan Thomas, I'll say it right now, one of the best in the state each and every week. Comes out there and makes plays. Love to see it, just wraps him up. That's the type of play. A lot of guys hit him and the quarterback bounces off, still able to make a play. To wrap him up and take him down to the ground, that's a tremendous job.
And I think the Bulldogs are just going to let the clock run out and go into the locker room kind of thinking, shaking their heads, what do we got to do to try and get by this Cougar defense that is looking stout so far. A 20-0 lead for COC after 30 minutes of play. We'll take a break. Second half action when we come back here on the Cougar Sports Network.
Cougar football is presented by COC Athletics. For up-to-date information on all 17 College of the Canyons athletics programs, head to the Cougar homepage at cocathletics.com. Jersey Mike's Subs. Tired of eating at home? Then stop into a nearby Jersey Mike's and try the classic number 7 turkey and provolone. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. SCV TV. Tune into Santa Clarita's only local television station on Spectrum Channel 20, AT&T Channel 99, Apple TV, Roku, and scvtv.com, and follow on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for the latest from around the Santa Clarita Valley. Busy Bees Cafe. Come check out the Busy Bees Cafe barbecue at every Cougar home game and get a taste of the best smokehouse flavor in town. And COC Sports Information. Stay up to date on all 17 Cougars athletics programs by following COC Athletics on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and get the latest news on the Cougar homepage at cocathletics.com. is presented by COC Athletics. For up-to-date information on all 17 College of the Canyons athletics programs, head to the Cougar homepage at cocathletics.com. Jersey Mike's Subs. Tired of eating at home? Then stop into a nearby Jersey Mike's and try the classic number 7 turkey and provolone. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. SCV TV. Tune into Santa Clarita's only local television station on Spectrum Channel 20, AT&T Channel 99, Apple TV, Roku, and scvtv.com, and follow on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for the latest from around the Santa Clarita Valley. Busy Bees Cafe. Come check out the Busy Bees Cafe barbecue at every Cougar home game and get a taste of the best smokehouse flavor in town. And COC Sports Information. Stay up to date on all 17 Cougars athletics programs by following COC Athletics on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and get the latest news on the Cougar homepage at cocathletics.com.
But to be able to adjust according to the scheme of the opponent you're playing with and still have those same results has been very good to see.
I'm going to stop you. We did all that work. I had us on mute. I killed us on that one. My bad. So we're back to work. Sorry. Back inside Cougar Stadium. We were just talking about how great the defense has been and how well the offense has played. And I messed us up on that one, so
hey,
I'll take the hit.
I'll sum it up. Both sides have been great. They were a little slow to start. Allan Hancock has stayed in their game plan to their credit. There's the scoop and score by Bullock, one of the big plays.
We'll call this the SCV must-see play of the game.
Absolutely. The way he got in there, fought for that end zone, and a play late in the half to really give Cougars full control and kind of foot on the neck there. But, again, we'll see what this second half brings. Still, Allan Hancock still within striking distance, and this is a tough state-ranked team. Anything could happen here, Matt.
Yeah, I remember a top 25 battle. Allan Hancock ranked 15th coming in. Cougars ranked 3rd coming in. That's a big hit by Snoke right about the 15-yard line. There are a couple of flags near the 20. I wonder what the penalty is going to be. And it's a hold on the defense. Or excuse me, on the return team. So it's going to back Allan Hancock even more up, but Snoke with a huge pop right there.
I'm telling you, that dude can play. He flies around out there. He's in on stops. He's in on hits.
He's
in on turnovers. Again, one of these guys, one of these really standout Cougar defensive players, and there are a lot of them.
He averages 4 tackles a game, has 24 tackles on the year, and that's another one to add. So 24 coming in. We don't have the updated numbers. We'll go here on first down for Allan Hancock from their own right about 10-yard line, as it's a free play here, as there's a flag in the backfield. Erickson doesn't get much, but I don't think it much matters, as flag in the backfield. I think the Cougars jumped offside.
Yeah, I think Salazar just lined up offside.
I think
didn't necessarily jump. Cole Bullock in there again, and then Jonathan Thomas, but like you said, all for naught.
So it'll be 1st and 5 from right about the 15-yard line. Erickson on the carry that time. Gets a couple of yards, and that's it.
So again, Matt, a little slowed down pace here in the second half after all that rah-rah excitement. Got us up here in the booth excited, got the Cougars on the sideline excited. Now we kind of slow it back down again.
And that's Allan Hancock's MO. They hand the ball off a lot. Maurice Smith, 83 carries on the year. He's been their workhorse. Erickson getting a lot of work today, and that time he gets to the line of scrimmage, and that was it. Stepping up to make the play was Joshua Madison. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 4 here.
Matt, it seems like off that edge, it's a different Cougar almost every play, but they're getting to the backfield, making those hits. Again, a lot of names to call out there. Coach Dan Corbett, defensive coordinator, does a tremendous job getting all his guys in there and setting them up in a position to succeed. We'll hopefully continue to see that here.
And you look at Allan Hancock, 192 rushing attempts coming in on the season. That's only top 50 in the state, but that is all they do. They just run the ball. Nowhere to go for Erickson. First met in the backfield by Cole Bullock. Julian Salazar helping out as well. It'll bring up 4th down.
Cole Bullock is having himself a game, Matt, and that is going to flash on tape when they look at that on Sunday or Monday. I mean, a tremendous job, all these Cougars, but 29 has really flown around here tonight.
Right now, 9 tackles, 6 of them solo for Cole Bullock, and it's going to force a punt here on the first drive of the second half for Allan Hancock. The Cougars will stand 2 guys right about midfield. Split between midfield are Elliott and Cal Littles, as the Cougars are going to get flagged that time for running into the kicker. As Gilmore going to cut it back. All of this is going to be for naught. Gets across midfield and then got knocked down right about the 40, but I think running into the kicker is going to be the call here.
Well,
Might be roughing. We'll see.
I will tell you what, he certainly made contact with him, but Colton Thaker sold that play and drew the flag, and that's a good heads-up play. And I want to say probably his special teams coordinator coached him up on that, because the official was an inch away from pulling the flag in the first half on a similar play. And this time he just got whiffed and went down. So, hey, you got to appreciate the heads-up play. Allan Hancock, is going to definitely take that. But a good sell job there, young man.
I mean, sometimes that's what it takes. You got to be able to get the call, and he gets it there. So Allan Hancock will get a first down off the penalty. And right when the Cougars thought they had to stop, the defense got to come back out and go back to work.
And that's the type of break in this game that the Bulldogs should be looking to, really take advantage and pounce on.
It's Tielu under center. This time play action will roll out, throws it over the middle. He's lucky that one was not picked off. There were a ton of yellow jerseys nearby, and Tielu took a pot from Jonathan Thomas right as he threw the football.
Yeah, an ill-advised throw and a big-time hit by JT. And like you said, Matt, dodged a bullet there after getting the penalty and extending the drive. I think to turn it over there would have been devastating. But again, another big-time hit.
I think the more the Cougars do that, right, Jesse, the less
I was about to
Tielo's
say,
going to want to go out and throw the football.
that will certainly make you reassess your decisions. You take a couple of those.
As he'll stay under center here. This time he'll give, and not much room to work as Thomas has his helmet pop off for the second time today, making a tackle. As it was Zane Thomas on the carry this time. So it'll bring up third down. Gotta get JT a better chin strap or something, man.
I was going to say, we might have to strap him up a little tighter. Cannot afford to have him keep coming out of the game.
As we go here on third down, and we'll call it 8. Clouds have started to roll in here. Looking a little dark and ominous out there. Maybe just a sign the Cougar defense is on the field, popping guys on each side. As we go back to work here on 3rd and 8, and that time a big hole and enough for a first down, so broadcaster jinx in full effect that time. First down as the rush by Zane Thomas.
But again, credit to the Bulldogs. I know I continue to harp on it, but there is no adjustment from them. They are happy to stick to their plan. Shouldn't say no adjustments because, of course, there are adjustments, but they are sticking to their game plan. They haven't abandoned anything, I guess would be a better choice of words. And, you know, able to continue to move the ball. Sometime that pace is going to have to pick up, but for right now, it's working.
And they're giving Zane Thomas the run here as he'll go on first down in the backfield, comes to his left and fights his way ahead. And actually it was Aiden Solis that got the rush, and he fights his way up for about 7 yards.
Fights is exactly right. Those were hard yards, and the Cougars had some stops and, potential stops in place, forcing him to kind of bounce that and make his way upfield, and he did just that, kept the feet running and got north-south on it.
Solis, a guy that only had 3 carries coming into the game for 3 yards, so that's probably, as we look down, that's by far and away his best run of the year as he picks up 8. It'll bring up 2nd down and 2. Thomas back in the game. They're going to throw here on 2nd and 2. Downfield, and the pass is incomplete as out of bounds down the far sideline was the receiver, Mike McCoy.
And that was a do right there with him.
And you can see the tight coverage here, do right there. And yeah, McCoy was out, had both feet out of bounds as he made the catch.
Yep, no room to work there, and that'll get the job done just as well as a PBR or a tackle or anything.
Interception, anything, yeah. As we'll go here on 3rd and 2, they bring Solis back into the backfield here, as he was the one that had that big 7-yard run to set up this portion of the drive. And he's got a head of steam running downfield, plenty of room for a first down all the way up to the Cougar 45-yard line.
Now, Matt, we talked about this a little bit in the first quarter. Cougars, again, tremendous job getting through the gaps and getting upfield. Last 3 or 4 times, Allan Hancock's been able to skirt around them and get upfield, pick up big yards. So, while you preach, get upfield, get to the quarterback. Again, Cougars maybe a little too aggressive, and Allan Hancock using that against them here in this opening drive.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. All the runs have been to the left side of the defensive line here in this second half for the Bulldogs.
And you see the 2 blockers come up. You see Salazar coming off the corner. Almost every time he's juking with 2 guys around him, and they just bounce it to the left.
As they run it to that side again, and this time nowhere to go for Zane Thomas. I wonder what the adjustment period will be for the Cougars and when they start to load up that left side.
Yeah, interesting to see. Or, do you have to? So far, it's been a bend, don't break. They've been able to come up with the big turnover. Let them continue to run and stick in their plan. And like you said, if you don't make the adjustment, you buckle down and make the play.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. It's always to the arm side of Telliu as well. I mean, like I said, I think that's every run this half has been to the left. We'll go here. This time they'll pitch it to the right. So there's the adjustment from Allan Hancock. Not much room to work that time for Solis. Gets 2 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down. She gets 4, so it'll bring up 3rd down and 8. As they had lost 2 yards on the previous play. Good job by the Cougars to read that one on the pitch. That's the first pitch we've seen really today. It's been all straight handoffs.
And like you said, setting them up for that. You go left, 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 and all of a sudden reverse course and come back the other side. But some big-time guys out there. Again, you walk up to the line and have to try and decide which way you want to go. That's not a decision I would like to make.
Cougars making some adjustments here as they shift the line. Handoff again, nowhere to go. Flag in the backfield, likely for a hold, as it was once again Zidane Thomas on the carry, and he just kind of had to bounce around inside and hope that he was able to break one.
And you're going to see, even here on the defensive line adjustment, guys kind of, bouncing around trying to get lined up. Reggie Jones still made his way into the backfield to blow that up. You can see what I was just talking about here, that quick little shuffle. And then watch 95 right there, sheds his blocker, pushes him inside of that hole.
And that's where the hold was as well. I mean, you hold him and he still gets to it.
Yeah, I mean,
physical defense from the
6'2",
Cougars.
271, you got to do something to try and contain that guy. And again, a dude that had a couple multiple sack games this year, so you know he's identified on film.
Bulldogs are going to go for it here on 4th and 7. As they're kind of in between land, they're going to throw. Telliu looking downfield in center field. That ball should have been picked off by Cameron Bell, and he's going to be mad at himself going back to the sidelines.
Yeah, mad at himself. He got one last week. I'm sure he wants to go back-to-back, but at the end of the day, that's not a bad break.
No, you take it.
You take it. It's 4th down. You're going to get the ball in a little bit better field position, but, yeah, he wanted it. He wants that turnover chain. They all do.
The hands at the side and the lean back.
Yeah, you want that big play.
You
want your name in the stat book, especially after you got one last week. So I certainly understand that.
Call it a pass breakup.
But no shame, Cameron Bell out of Coral Springs High School.
He's had a good year this year for the Cougars, as has most of the defense. Bell with a interception, a pass breakup, a tackle for a loss, and has been very good, part of that really good crew that stepped up on the outside for the Cougars. As we take a look at the offense back to work, Moises Haynes the only back. They swing him out wide. Pass in the flat. Haynes still on his feet, just trying to work ahead. Boy, good work from Moises Haynes just to pick up 5 or 6 yards there.
Yeah, that was a nice job. Just like you said, cutting and slashing through whatever space he could find. 5 or 6 a pop will do it for you. And that's certainly a good way to get the drive started.
And that's where Haynes kind of has some extra that maybe Cyrus Duell does not have out of the passing game. We don't get to see him use it a lot, but he's very good out of the backfield catching passes. We've seen him a few times on some plays. He's also one of the better Cougar blockers in the backfield, as Doyle going to have to roll out and throws it downfield and just throws it away. Smart throw, got it out of bounds. Nobody could get to it. It'll bring up 3rd down here.
And again, using that elusiveness just to get away from the defender, not necessarily trying to make a play, but trying to avoid getting smashed back there.
Big body chasing him down from behind was Andrellian Stevenson. So it'll bring up 3rd down here for the Cougars. Haynes stays in as the back. Haynes this year, 231 yards on 39 carries coming into today's game. 3 touchdowns as well. So very capable 2-back set between him and Cyrus Duell. As Doyle going to have to roll again. This time checks down, dumps it off to Calvin Littles. That's good enough for a 1st down. Smart read from Cole Doyle. Knew he didn't have much. Saw his man just sit in space and made a nice throw.
Yeah, Calvin Littles, good job, like you said, kind of finding that spot and then coming back to the quarterback there, helping him out a little bit. And that'll work. There's the Cougar growl down there. And so Canyon's on the move. Again, Matt, still yet to find that full rhythm that they had to close out the first half, but this could be the signs of something's getting going.
And coming back to the quarterback, you talk about that. It's an underrated thing that a lot of young receivers don't have, and the Cougars receivers seem to understand that very well. Holding going to be called in the backfield, but a sack going to be made is tripping up. Cole Doyle was John Sniffen, and he did a good job because Cole Smith was all over him, and that was where the hold's going to be.
Yeah, John Sniffen, big body out there out of Kalia, Hawaii, and just jumped and fully extended, got the legs of Colton Doyle.
So 2nd down and about 22 it looks like they need to get to. I heard 19 from the left side, so we'll say 19. As Doyle going to throw here, man, right up the middle. Doyle steps up. He's going to tuck it and run. Cuts it to the outside, looking for blocks.
Block.
Has them. Calvin Littles was there on the block, and a flag going to be right where the block was. I want to say TQ Gilmore might be called for that.
Yeah, as somebody, a lot of bodies out there, bodies turning around, trying to get in position. And I think you're right of a call. C17. That looked clean, but there's the hold on there.
Yeah, he just had a jersey tug, and that's enough for the official. So it'll be second down, but, I mean, the Cougars get a gain out of it.
Yeah, spot foul doesn't kill you. And, again, I like the footwork. Colton Doyle kind of shuffle, get out and break. That was a nice job showing some elusiveness in the pocket there.
We haven't had to see him do that. He doesn't usually, if that's the case, he's running to the outside. We haven't seen him break up the middle like that very often this year. He'll look back to the sidelines as David Banks wants to change the play. Haynes will switch sides with Doyle this time. 3 receivers out to the far side. The wide out is Elliott. Doyle looking left the whole way. Throws to TQ Gilmore. That's enough for a first down. And the Cougars will move the chains once again.
There's that pitch and catch connection, TQ Gilmore. And, again, you saw Coach Banks change the play. I think Colton Doyle was keyed. He knew exactly where he was going to go, and TQ Gilmore was ready for it.
It's like Danny Valenzuela coming off the field, hanging from his right arm, is just hanging limp at his side. So that's a tough loss for the Cougars. They'll send in a different offensive lineman. Steve Eakin's going to come in to take over here. So as we talk about Gilmore, first in the state in yards per catch this year, he averages 24.1, and that average right about there today is he's got a big one already on his dock. As they'll throw downfield, and that one caught, they say, and that was a heck of a catch by Cal Littles.
Heck of a catch and a couple nice run routes. You're going to see him and Gilmore stacked here. One breaks off, one goes a little wider in the post, and able to pull that in. That's a big-time play.
As Little's a guy this year, 17th in the state in receptions, as he's got 27 coming into today's game, second on the team in touchdown receptions with 3. So, I mean, he has turned into a guy we weren't expecting. We were really expecting Elliott and Gilmore to be the guys, and Cal Littles has become a nice third option as they'll throw to Gilmore, and he fights off a defender into the end zone for a Cougar touchdown.
That's just a nice ball, exactly where TQ Gilmore is going to be able to haul it in and get into the end zone here. We'll look at the replay.
The Jersey Mikes.
The Jersey
some above
Mikes.
replay.
You're going to see it right here. Just slings it across. You got TQ Gilmore with just the slightest of space there. DB was with him. Put it right on his hands, right where only he could get it. And get that man a sub. That's 2 tonight.
Second touchdown of the day for TQ Gilmore, 9th of the year. And you already said it, 3rd in the state in touchdowns. Well, depending on what everybody else did, as the extra point is good. I think it was partially blocked, but Ty Morrison enough on it. And it's 27-0 Cougars here. 4:22 to go in the third quarter. But points on the board again for COC as a nice little drive run by Cole Doyle.
And I think an important kick for Ty Morrison. You know, missed a couple, had a couple ones come off his foot oddly. To be able to have someone get a piece of that and still convert. All right, you go back, you reset on everything's okay. And again, Cougars in full control, 27-0. Clock continues to dwindle by virtue of the Allan Hancock offensive style here. And eventually that's going to come back to haunt them. Again, I credit them staying in their game plan, but at some point you got to put points on the board as soon as possible.
So we look at the Cougars' scoring drives so far today. 3 plays, 57 yards, a minute and 3 off. That was the Tuni Aikahifu touchdown pass to Taekwon Gilmore. 2 plays, 36 yards, just 33 seconds off the clock. That was the Colton Doyle pass to Zion Slade. Then we had the Cole Bullock pick 6, which is no plays, no time, doesn't matter. Defensive touchdown. And this one, we're just waiting on the numbers to tick off. But that was the longest drive of the day for the Cougars. Very sustained, very controlled. As they did their job, is the kick is away, taking it about the 1-yard line, slowly bringing it ahead for Allan Hancock was Jaquez McWilliams, and he didn't go very far with it, just kind of slowly ran ahead and got back to about the 20-yard line, and that's where Allan Hancock will take over, 1st and 10. And it is exactly the nose of the football on the 20-yard line now that I see where the spot is.
So we'll see what happens. Again, the urgency needs to be there now for the Bulldogs.
They come out in the shotgun this time. Still only 2 receivers out there. Smith is the lone back in the backfield. They'll send one in motion. They'll hand off to Smith. Little dive up the middle, and he picks up about 5 yards. Mike McCoy was the man in motion. Maybe Allan Hancock trying to throw a new wrinkle in there and trick the Cougar defense going out of the shotgun this time, Jesse.
Yeah, you know, again, you line up in the shotgun, you think you're going to see, okay, let's drop back and pass. Again, continue sticking to their convictions here, Allan Hancock. And some new bodies out there for the Cougars. A lot of guys getting some time now with the Cougars seemingly in full control here.
As we'll go down 2nd down and 6. They're going to throw here. Free play. Cougars were offside. Ball thrown down the field looking for McCoy. He makes the catch as he was able to fight off the defender, and he'll go into the end zone for an Allan Hancock touchdown. Now we're going to wait and see. There's a flag on the field.
Flag on the field, and I think you could make a case for a flag down the sideline as the Hancock receiver.
So it's a touchdown for the Bulldogs. I think there was some discussion on whether that should have been a push-off.
That's what I started to say. You definitely see some separation there as they, you know, seem to get tangled, but then there it is. How does that separation happen? You know, great job hauling in the ball and finding the end zone. And if you're Allan Hancock, you're going crazy that you're on the board.
Absolutely.
And back in this game. But, hey, those are the breaks. Cougars are going to have to rebound and come back out.
I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right. The Cougar defense has an argument that there should have been maybe a foul there. The Bulldog offense has an argument. No, it was just hand fighting. It looked like it was maybe 50-50 ball. But
like we said before, you respect the call, you line up and go back to work.
extra point is up and good. Oh, poor Colton Thieker. He put so much on that, like he was trying to kick a 60-yarder. He went down, but the extra point scores. So it's a 20-point game once again. Allan Hancock on the board for the first time. And we're talking about the Cougars' quick strike offense. It was the Bulldogs' quick strike offense.
Yeah, there it was, you know. Interesting to think, was that the play call or was that the free play and they just went with it? You know, the hot route, you send them down. But again,
I think that gets, if Joshua Christopher, I think that's who's in on coverage there, might be Ryan Camacho. He sells that more, you might get a call. He didn't sell that one very hard, didn't go down to the ground.
Well, and you look at the position of the official here on the sideline, maybe can't really see that the way the body angle is there. It's a tough play. Either way, like you said, Matt, that's a judgment call. And
I think if Joshua Christopher sells that more, he gets a call on that one.
Well,
whether it's right or wrong,
yeah, sure.
If he sells it more, I think he gets a call.
You know, kind of just what we saw here on special teams.
On special teams, yeah.
So
same kind of thing.
Acting is certainly a skill set at certain times.
As Thieker will kick it off here. This kick going to be let go and bounce as Trey Elliott's just going to say, I don't want any piece of that. I've done that a couple of times this year. It hasn't turned out well for me, so we'll just take the ball in the 25. Lights on now here at Cougar Stadium. Remember, 4 o'clock start time. So right about now, 6 o'clock would really be when the game get underway here at Cougar Stadium. Usually we start at 6, so now we're starting to see the lights.
Odd set of circumstances, as somebody in the booth remarked. You know, not every day you get to see the Cougars play in sunlight.
Exactly.
And we've seen the better part of 3 quarters here so far.
It's 3:26 to go here in the third. Cougars leading 27-7. Tuni Aika Hihifu in there at quarterback. In at running back for the Cougars is Damon Banks, and he breaks the tackle, is down the sideline. He's just got to keep his speed up to try and get to the end zone. Pushed in. Cougar touchdown.
Damon Banks, Birmingham High School with the big-time play. I believe that's his first carry of the game.
First carry of the game.
And what's he averaging, 80 yards a pop now? So that ain't bad, 75 a pop. And look, a couple good moves, breaks the tackle, shows some power, gets a little bit of an escort there in front of him. And then it's just off to the races. He's got a dude cheering him on the whole way. And had just enough gas to get in there. Love to see it. That's a big-time play and reasserts control for the Cougars.
I mean, if you ever wanted a big answer, there it was. First down, 75 yards, 1 play. Damon Banks for his second touchdown of the season. First of the night. It's 34-7 Cougars. boy, oh boy, you know, Allan Hancock showed the quick strike. The Cougars said, we can do that too, and we'll do it on the ground like you guys normally would.
Man, that was a heck of a run, and I think definitely something that's going to wind up on that young man's highlight reel. Love to see it, and again, College of the Canyons, like you said, answers right back and in control again. How much time ticked off there?
20 seconds. Well, I'm going to tell you, though, Cougars have a secret weapon this year, Jesse, okay? And it's very simple. Let me tell you, okay? 100% the smell from Busy Bee's barbecue down there, okay? Wafting over the field every game. We can kind of see the smoke trickling in. Busy Bee's, one of our sponsors. We appreciate them. They're here at every Cougar home game. Make sure if you do stop by here at Cougar Stadium, you go down there, you get some Busy Bee's barbecue, come back up and watch the game. You're not going to regret it. I guarantee you. You won't regret it.
You will not regret it. I will go ahead and recommend the pulled pork. But like you said, an advantage for the Cougars to have that, and maybe a distraction for the other team.
Hungry? I mean, I'm hungry.
But we certainly appreciate their support and attendance here at Cougar Stadium.
It's Ty Morrison to kick it away. McWilliams will let it bounce and field it in the end zone, and he's going to think better of it. I thought he was going to bring that one out. That's a really good kick from Ty Morrison. That reminded me a little bit of the old Chuck Lyons special kickoff play there that we used to run every day at Cougar practice back in 05, 06, 07. Run to the dots and stop, try and kick it to the 10-yard line.
I've heard the stories, the legends as they were. But like you said, Matt, definitely thought about taking that out.
Yeah.
And I think at this point in the game, if you're one of the Bulldogs, you got to try and make an impact play anytime you have that opportunity. Like you said, thought better of it there, probably the smart move. But you know that desire was right there.
So to answer your question, one play, 75 yards, 15 seconds off the clock for the Cougars to score. And they lead 35-7. As some trickery from Allan Hancock. Cougar defense not fooled that time. Nowhere to go for, I think it was Thomas on the carry. Yes, it was.
I feel like they saw a version of that earlier in the game, and this time we're ready for it, ready and waiting.
Loss of 3. Bulldogs going to run on Solis late here, it looks like. And he will be the feature back here. As Tielu under center once again. Cougars load up the line of scrimmage, and oh my goodness, like 5 bodies for the Cougars. I can't even tell you who got there, but the first big pop looked like it was DeJour Dixon, and it'll bring up 3rd down. I think they had 5 guys here.
Yeah,
Jesse.
I was going to say, Dixon was around, Wade Johnson was around the ball. Snoke, of course, of always in there. A lot of dudes, I say it every week, a lot of guys out there. And Coach Corbett certainly has his pick of talent to rotate in and out.
Well, and we talked about it early on in the ball game, how the Cougars have loaded up the box. Like I said, they generally play a nickel or a dime defense. They want extra defensive backs. This week they've shown we don't need that. We can load up the box and just sell out for the run against a team that is known as a running team and get the job done.
Yeah, you got to appreciate the versatility. To your point, Matt, you know, Cougars are used to getting that sustained pass rush with 3-4 guys, maybe somebody coming off the edge. To be able to flip the script, plug those holes, bring your guys up there, and continue to have that same level of success. I mean, that's a great job. That's just a great coaching job.
I wonder how much of it's going to translate as the season goes on against some other teams when we maybe show that. We're going to put 5 guys up here try and stop us. As a high snap. Good job from Thieker to come down with it. And that one's going to go out of bounds. We'll see where they mark it. Official's going to walk it all the way up to the 43-yard line of the Cougars, and they will take over there 1st and 10.
I just want to quick point out the number 56, Simon Sampson, and number 3, Josh Madison, have been in and around that punter almost every snap, every time that punt team's come out there. So, again, even if you don't get to it and you know the one penalty that was a little costly, you got to know that kicker's thinking about that, thinking, hey, this rush is going to be here. I got to get this off. Couple that with a high snap or something goes wrong, and that could be fireworks for the Cougars.
Well, I got to think, too, if you're the Cougars special teams coordinating coach and you're saying, we'll take that penalty, go get the ball.
Absolutely. Go get them and steal that fear. And like I said, let's be honest, that was a sell job penalty. So, again, that's not something you're going to get chastised about during film session. It's one of those just breaks of the game. But that was old news. Here we are back here, closing moments of the third quarter.
Clock inside 45 seconds. Tuni Aikahifu back at quarterback. Damon Banks, actually, I think it might be Kalinga Mugunda. Let me take a look and see if I can pick up a number here. Cougars just taking their time. No, and actually, I think it's Samaje Freeman in there for the first time today. So all the Cougars running backs getting a chance here.
First run, let's see.
As Freeman will fake. Aikahifu to throw downfield, looking, ooh. And the pass was behind the intended target of Tim Wiggins, and I think Tuni got just enough underneath it to make sure it wasn't picked off as Antonio Fisher was floating around.
Yeah, he really skied up there. Did he get a hand on it?
He might have.
He may have, but that's definitely a very athletic play. And again, looking for Tim Wiggins, who was active in the first half. Haven't called his name yet here in the second, but another valuable receiver for the Cougars.
As we'll go here on third down. Freeman the back in the backfield. Aikahifu to throw on 3rd and 11. Will step up, still has it. Wanted to dump it off. Was looking for Gilmore, and it's incomplete. And it'll bring up 4th down. So a short drive here for the Cougars as they go 3 and out. The first run from Freeman, he lost a yard on it. Didn't really have much room to work, and then 2 passes from Tuni Aikahifu that don't connect. And it's going to force Ty Morrison to punt, and the Bulldogs get the ball to start the 4th quarter just about, as there's only 10 seconds left to go here in this 3rd quarter. It's 34-7 Cougars. As Morrison on a low snap, didn't get a lot on it. It'll bounce at about the Bulldog 35 and somehow stay in bounds, get a Cougar roll, and roll inside the 30. One of the that was dangerous. That was dangerous. You got a yellow jersey standing right over the football. That'll end the 3rd quarter.
That is not a roll of the dice that the Hancock coaching staff will like to see. But again, Matt, we talked about it just a little ago. These guys have got to be pressing now to make an impact play anytime they have the opportunity. Maybe not the best opportunity to try there, but escaped unharmed.
We'll head to the 4th quarter. 34-7 Cougars here on the Cougar Sports Network.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Back inside Cougar Stadium, 4th quarter here. College of the Canyons leading 34-7 over the Allan Hancock Bulldogs. As the Bulldogs with the ball to start the 4th quarter, 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line. And the offense has shown its teeth a little bit here for Allan Hancock. Touchdown pass in the 3rd quarter. They're going to throw here. Ball downfield. It's just a jump ball, and too many yellow jerseys around it to get an interception. It looked like maybe 3 or 4 of them were there. I'm trying to pick up numbers.
I think Dre Falls was the closest to that. Came through, and that's, again, another guy we've seen make impact plays here this season.
Jovan Camacho there as well. I think there was another yellow jersey floating around. So it'll bring 2nd and 10, but I would expect that a lot more here from Allan Hancock in this 4th quarter as they trail by a bunch. Now they line up back under center. Tielu with one back in the backfield is Solis. They'll hand off to Solis, and he's hit right at the line of scrimmage, was able to fall forward for a yard. Wade Johnson on the tackle. It'll bring up 3rd down.
Again, Matt, we mentioned it earlier, starting to see some different bodies out there. Wade Johnson getting in on a play.
Well, I think it's a good chance for the Cougar defense, Coach Corbett, Coach Iacenda, to get these guys out there, get them some more work, as they're going to be needed in the next 3 weeks. You've got 3 very important games coming up. as the handoff and nowhere to go. Another running back in the game, B.J. Jordan, and he's wrapped up. And that'll bring up 4th down, maybe picked up a couple of yards, and that was it.
And look right here, big number 11, 100 pounds. Again, one of those names we haven't called yet, representing Anchorage, Alaska. Hope he's got some fans back home watching, but that was a nice play coming in and making the stop.
So you're talking about you got 3 very important games on the schedule still left, and 3 very difficult games. East Los Angeles, maybe not known as a football school, but still on the road against ELAC could definitely be a game where you cannot look ahead. Of course, the one after that back here at home, our final broadcast of the season against Ventura, and Ventura a very good football team as this ball punted downfield. Elliott going to take it right about the 30-yard line. Little juke and a jive, and he gets across the 35, and he's brought down at about the 37-yard line. So the Cougars will take over their 1st and 10. And then the final game of the year against Long Beach, on the road along Long Beach, who, again, is having a down year, but still a very tough game. We saw them here last year, and they were a very good team, or 2 years ago now. They were a very good team.
Yeah, all 3 of those opponents. You know, at various times this year, the entire Northern Division has been ranked, has been state ranked. East LA not currently in the rankings, but, you know, definitely not someone you overlook. Same thing from Ventura, you know, that's a big-time rivalry, 2 undefeated teams.
It's going to be,
And let's not forget Long Beach City College was a tri-co champion in 2019, beat the Cougars here on their field. So absolutely right, Matt, business still to be taken care of.
Not much room to work that time for Samaje Freeman, and he kind of just shakes his head, loses 6 yards. Freeman, a guy that hasn't gotten much run this year for the Cougars, but guy that played for Oaks Christian and could be a guy that, you know, as just a freshman next year could kind of take over out of Westlake Village, has a lot of ability to break runs, just hasn't had a chance yet this year. As he'll stay in there. Bryce Bears in at quarterback for the Cougars. Little spin around, throws it. That ball in and out of the hands of the intended target, Travius Jenkins. And it'll bring up 3rd down here.
Matt, you talked about Samaj Freeman in the last play, and now the new quarterback. You know, again, if they weren't talented, they wouldn't be here. And so the fact that they're, you know, getting their reps now, that's exactly what you said. Coach Eisen and his staff want to see who they have, want to give these young men an opportunity to shine out there for all the hard work they put in leading up to this. So
There's a deep drop here, still backing up. Now throws it underneath. Pass caught by Zion Slade. He's still on his feet, got back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 17, so it'll bring up 4th and 10. And I believe a timeout called, or was there a penalty flag on the field? I don't know. Officials coming together to talk here. Looks like, okay. They were trying to say maybe an ineligible man downfield, but I think since the play was so broken, everybody was downfield at that point in time. As the clock goes back to work. So 3 and out for the Cougars, but it's good to see Bryce Bears get a chance. We saw him throw a touchdown pass early in the season, so gets a chance to work a little bit there. It's interesting the Cougars throwing the ball twice with a big lead, and you would think you just run the ball 3 times, try and get some first downs on the ground and wear the clock out. But I guess you know Allan Hancock's going to take care of that a little bit for you as well. As Morrison's kick, a wobbly one that bounces at the Allan Hancock 40, takes a good Cougar bounce and roll all the way inside the 30. Didn't kick it high, didn't kick it far, but kicked it effectively.
And Matt, to your point about, you know, lining up and throwing the ball, maybe the game situation wouldn't dictate that on, you know, on first look. But again, you got to remember these kids only get so many times to flash and to get on tape. So, you know, it would be, you would hate to see the kid finally get in and hand the ball off 3 times, and that's his, you know, that's his tape for the session. So maybe some of that goes into the decision making. I'm not sure. Either way, I know that Coach Eisen and his staff want to make sure everyone's got a chance out there.
Well, and that's what makes this program so good. Coach very cognizant of that. You know, you want to win the football game, and you would think dictating. And I have a tendency to forget that. You know, you watch a lot of NCAA football, and you're not thinking about that when you're watching USC or UCLA on the weekend. But you got to remember this is junior college football. These guys just trying to get some stuff on tape. As we take a look at the Allan Hancock offense once again. Handoff and bouncing inside was looks like Thomas once again, and he was hit by Ladson in the backfield, but was able to bounce off him and pick up a couple of yards.
Ladson, I think Max Begley was also in on the play. Again, one of those guys getting some reps here, and love to see him find success.
So 34-7 lead. We're inside 11:30 to go here in the ball game. Cougars did not score in the first. I want to say that's the first time this year the Cougars haven't scored in a quarter. I don't know. I'd have to look it back up. Not much room to run for Solis. It'll bring up third down. Maybe got a yard back. We'll have to go through and look back at the numbers this year for COC. I'm curious now. Now I want to know.
Now he's on a fact-finding mission.
I mean, I don't remember a game this year where the Cougars didn't score in the first. Scored in the first against Apple Valley. Scored in the first against Southwestern, albeit just 3, but still it's a score. I believe they scored against Fullerton. I vaguely remember them scoring against Palomar here as we go on 3rd and 7. Pass downfield, good enough for a first down. Good little throw that time from Telliu as he finds a man downfield, and it's a first down.
Yeah, Matt found the crease right between Jeremiah Cox and Dre Falls. Able to move the chains. Might be too little too late for the Bulldogs, but you love to see the fight for any program here continue to compete.
And so upon my fact-finding mission, I have indeed found out today, and a feather in the cap for Allan Hancock, first time this year the Cougars were held off the board in the first quarter. So, you know, you talk about the quick strike offense for the Cougars, and they've certainly shown it at times as this handoff and what is that, a quintet, a quintuplet? How many is 5, 6 guys there for the Cougars?
A quince.
There you go. Bringing down Zidane Thomas, and he picks up a chunk that time.
And so, Matt, you know, you point out, you know, the small victory, as it were, for Allan Hancock being able to hold the Cougars scoreless in the first half. I think if you're the Bulldogs, you got to pull whatever positives you can out of this. This is a long trip down south to take down one of the state's top teams. You had your work cut out for you when you arrived, and you were able to hang in there for a little bit and accomplish some good things. So,
and by no means is the football game over, but I would imagine at this point, Allan Hancock, with the way they run the football, is Solis picks up about 3-4 yards. Unless they start throwing the ball and picking up quick touchdowns, the clock not in their favor with the run game that they run. As you look, we're already inside of 9 minutes to go in the ball game, as the clock ticking down to 8:55, and Allan Hancock taking their time getting up to the line of scrimmage once again. As they stick with the game plan. Looks like Smith back in there running back. Erickson in maybe at fullback. And actually, no, it's B.J. Jordan. He dives ahead, and he's going to be a yard short of the first down.
yeah, I think what's fun to watch for us up here in the booth and for the fans at home, you know, you get some of these new bodies in here, and it's that renewed level of fresh excitement coming off the bench. Guys aren't tired. And I know that we preach that we don't get tired here at College of the Canyons, but again, you get these guys excited and a new headspace just to be on the field, you know, being able to have that opportunity to go out there and make plays. And I think the players feed off each other.
Big moment here for the defense, trying to get a stop on 4th down, and they're not going to get it. They almost had it, and they just did not wrap up. And Zidane Thomas into the game to get enough for a first down.
Yeah, he just wiggled and squirmed his way across the marker. And again, if you're Allan Hancock, you love the fight. You love to see them continue to compete. You mentioned it before, game's not over. While the outcome may be, you know, somewhat decided, these guys still have a lot of pride and a lot of things to play for. And as you go into the final 3 weeks of this conference season, you want to build on whatever positives you can take out of this. Finish strong, get to a bowl game, and continue to build your program.
As Jordan the back once again, and this time pushes the pile ahead and picks up, we'll say 4 yards. Bring up second down at about 6.
And Matt, I'm not sure if we talked about it before, but Allan Hancock, a team re-entering the National Division Northern
No,
League.
you hadn't talked about it yet. Yeah, that was
know,
one of the
had
things on
been
your list.
A previous conference foe of the Cougars. Last meeting came in 2015 when they were conference rivals. Allan Hancock has a program bounced down to the American Division, 9-3, I believe, last year, and found 9-2, and found their way back to the National Northern. So again, an uphill battle when you're facing teams. You're entering a division with College of the Canyons, Ventura, Long Beach, East LA, not to mention your non-conference schedule that you have to play.
And this year was a tough one.
Yeah.
You had the what division's Riverside in the East or something? I can't remember the different divisions. I'm struggling with that today. But you had that division this year, which you had the defending national or state champions, in there.
Yeah, never a dull moment, never an off week here in the SCFA.
As BJ Jordan doing a nice job coming into the game. He's been the feature back here for Allan Hancock, and he picks up a couple there. Clock continues to tick, but you look, clock definitely not in Allan Hancock's favor. We're inside 6 minutes now, and it feels like just 3 minutes ago, which it was just 3 minutes ago. We were at 9 minutes.
Game certainly starting to get the feel of winding down.
And it's kind of quiet at Cougar Stadium, even though the how quiet it is, you think the Cougars are losing the football game. They're up 34-7. As they'll pitch this time, Erickson back in the game slipped and then ran into 5 Cougars and just kind of said, I don't want to get hit very hard. And actually, it was Roseboro who was on the carry and kind of saw the large numbers of yellow jerseys running his direction and I think thought better of trying to pick up anything more than where he was, considering he had lost all his momentum.
To your point, Matt, the quieted down crowd and sideline, a lot to be excited about, but maybe not a lot to get excited about at this point of the game, if that makes sense. They've kind of seen the highlights. They've had the rah-rah, the big moments, and now I feel like the outcome is in hand. Let's close it up. Let's get out of here healthy.
And I think you said it, and that's a huge point to make. Let's get out healthy. ELAC next week.
Yeah.
Got to get away with a win in that one. Ventura the week after that, which is going to be a dogfight, regardless of what the records are, as those two teams just battle between Canyons and Ventura every year.
And let's be honest, Canyons is looking past the regular season. This is a program that comes in each and every year with state championship aspirations. So far, so good in terms of carrying out that plan. A lot of work still to go. But as you said, Matt, you want to get out of here healthy. You want to keep your focus and your mindset in the right direction. And let's go back to work on Monday.
Absolutely. Bullock's going to take a timeout here as they let the clock run all the way down. And I believe they'll work on either running the ball. They're on 4th and 5 here. So I don't know if they're going to run. They're going to kick it away, what the deal is going to be. Well, we get a second. I want to thank one of our partners here today and for football season all year long. SCV TV, they've been a great partner for us. Games air on their website, on their station, after the fact, on tape delay. The Community Media Center here in Santa Clarita, it's the only television station in Santa Clarita Valley. They bring you local arts, culture, history, entertainment programming 24/7. I mean, it's been a great partnership with them. You can catch them on Spectrum Channel 20, AT&T Channel 99, Apple TV, Roku, SCVTV.com, as well as on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And, we enjoy having them around, 501c3 nonprofit. So it's a good partnership between them and us.
100%, Matt. Leon Ward and Jessica Boyer do a tremendous job running that station, providing tremendous coverage for the Santa Clarita Valley. Couldn't be more thrilled to work with them, alongside them on these broadcasts. And we, again, to echo your sentiment, appreciate that support.
So we'll go here on 4th and 5. As we look at the offensive numbers for each side, Cougars 353 yards total offense today, so a little bit down. Bulldogs 259 yards and 173 of those net rushing yards. The big pass play gives them their one big pass play of the day as they'll run here on 4th down. Actually, play action. Tielu going to run. Oh, he lowered his shoulder, and that's going to be a flag, and the ball was out. I'm not sure.
So Wade Johnson's the guy that met him there.
I hope he's all right.
Yeah, that was a collision, and here come the trainers.
I believe targeting is going to be the call here. We'll take another look at it. I'm not sure Telu ever went down to slide. He lowered his shoulder, and they're going to call Wade Johnson for targeting there. And Telly went down and did not look like he was in a very good spot. So
Personal foul, number 50 of the defense with targeting. Number 50 is disqualified from the contest.
So they're going to send Wade Johnson off. So he's going to be disqualified for targeting. And really the concern, though, is Tielu at this point in time, as the medical staff from both sides out there checking on him. We take one more look at it, and you can see Johnson, and they just helmet to helmet. So we're going to take a break, and we'll get you an update on the young man when we come back here from Cougar Stadium. 34-7 Cougars, but thoughts right now on the field with Christian Tielu.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
All right, welcome back into Cougar Stadium. Good news, Christian Tielu able to come off the field with some help. Scary, scary play a few moments ago, but it's good to see him get up and get off the field. It's a tough break. He's had a pretty good game, all things considered. Touchdown pass, has managed the offense well. But now it forces Allan Hancock into a new situation, although the game pretty much at this point zipped up. But trying to put another one on the board are the Bulldogs, as they'll give once again and stay on the ground, trying to get the edge towards the end zone, and B.J. Jordan into the end zone for an Allan Hancock touchdown. So a good response from the Bulldogs. You lose your quarterback, but B.J. Jordan comes out, who's done some nice work on this drive, catches the edge and gets into the end zone.
If you're College of the Canyons, you never want to give up points. You want to close the game and finish it off. But I think this is one where, a pride play for the Bulldogs. Our quarterback just got knocked out. Let's go out there and get one for him. And you like to see that. You like to see a team rally around their injured comrades, finish strong. And like I said, Allan Hancock, there's been no quit in their heart and desire to continue to compete here. The results just haven't been in the cards. So, again, a good effort there. And you'd like to, again, see one of those positive results for Hancock to be able to build on to close out the season. Especially, Matt, let's face it, couple hard injuries here this game.
Had two to their offensive line really early in the football game.
It's something you never want to see. This is a violent game. A lot of hits, a lot of bodies flying around out there. And the risk of injury is part of that game, but you hate to see it, no matter the circumstances, no matter what side.
So with 3:29, the score now 34-14. So it's a 20-point lead once again for the Cougars. And I know the numbers don't look big as you maybe would expect in this game for COC, as they've controlled it defensively. But you have to remember, they haven't had the ball very often so far here today. just a handful of possessions, really. And the fact that they've put 34 on the board is pretty darn solid.
And Matt, I think another, and I kind of had this feeling after the Bakersfield week, this is a take care of business game. You go in there, you do your job. Maybe the fireworks don't all get set off, but you go in there, you stick to your game plan, and you leave with the win. Similar type of score last week. Bakersfield got a late one to push it to 21. But again, both sides did their job. You rallied together.
When you look at the time of possession, and that's really the number that tells the story in this football game other than the scoreboard. Allan Hancock, 37 minutes and 45 seconds possessing the football. The Cougars just 18 minutes and 46 seconds. So you talk about putting up 34 points in just a little under 19 minutes. It's pretty impressive. Wow. Trey Elliott, he was going to take that out of the end zone. He wanted to. If he'd caught that cleanly, he was coming out. That looked like he was going up to block a shot. So there's no quitting the Cougars, always thinking about when I can break that big play. And Trey Elliott thought with a line drive kick, that was his chance. He just couldn't come down with it cleanly. So the Cougars will go back to work on offense here, and we'll see if they run the 3-minute offense, try and keep the ball on the ground. I know they got Bryce Bears some tape last time, chance to throw a couple of passes. They'll get Quinn Stamps in there for the first time today. And Quinn, we haven't seen him since really week 1. Threw one pass, 7 yards, and that was it. He really hasn't had much else to do. But right now, if that one pass, would qualify, he'd be one of the top efficiency guys in the state, 1 for 1. As he'll give. And it's Dorian Mitchell on the carry this time, and good run, picks up 6.
Yeah, I was going to say, good run for his first time out there. Again, one of those guys hasn't had his name called a whole lot. I think, and again, with that, you don't get a chance to get into that rhythm, but has found some success when he does get in, as evidenced by that little gash there.
Got to figure a couple of first downs here for the Cougars, and they can run the clock out. Mitchell says, I'm not going for first downs. I'm trying to go to the end zone, man.
We talked about it. These dudes get in, and they want to try and make the most of their opportunity. And that's 2 back-to-back runs. Give it to him again, Coach. Let's see what he's got.
As he just shot out like a cannon through the line of scrimmage that time. As Stamps, the quarterback. Mitchell, the running back. Mitchell will run, wants to get the edge, little stiff arm on the edge, and dives ahead, picks up 5 yards. Impressive so far here from Mitchell. He isn't a guy that's, as we said, not gotten a lot of opportunities, and he's flashing everything: speed, power, strength.
And if you're going to give us 5-6 yards a pop, I mean, I think you're going to earn yourself some more carries here. Again, clock dwindling.
I mean, only 4 carries, 10 yards on the year. Hasn't found pay dirt yet, averaging 2.5 per rush coming into today, but I think right now that number going up. As the clock continues to tick, Mitchell again on the carry right through the line of scrimmage, enough for a first down, bounced off a tackle that time.
And again, sideline getting excited for them, rallying around their teammates.
Clock inside 2 here, so now it's just a question of if you can get Mitchell the ball enough to get him down to the end zone and maybe give him a chance to find pay dirt for the first time this
Let him
season.
break one here. He wants in on the party too.
As he'll run again through the line of scrimmage, and that little hop over the line gets him enough to get 5 yards.
And nice block, Justice Spates, opening up that hole.
And
Cougars on the move, even though they don't need to be. And like you said, let's get another one.
Poor Dorian Mitchell does all that work, gets it up to the 40-yard line, and they say, come on, that's enough. Let's go. It's good work from the young man, though. Picks up nice chunks on each one, and
Getting some pats on the helmet.
a flag in the middle of the field, and I wonder,
Unsportsmanlike
yeah,
conduct, number 46 of the defense.
that was going to be
15-yard
my
penalty.
guess.
First down.
15-yard penalty, so a first down for the Cougars. And there's a minute on the clock.
And didn't happen to see it, but you got to figure at this juncture of the game, there's some jawing, there's some yapping, there's some pushing, there's some shoving, some flexing, and that's bound to happen. I think for both teams, you want to preach, keep your focus, maintain your composure.
Freeman will get the carry this time, trying to get the edge. Flashes a little speed, gets tackled, but gets a bunch of yards, maybe 6 or 7, to bring up second down at about 4, maybe 3. Samaj Freeman gets a look, and that's been his best run of the day.
Yeah,
Got a block from Jenkins, even though he got knocked over, was still there to hold up his man enough.
Yeah, I think this is going to do it here, Matt.
Yeah, with 22 seconds on the play clock and 19 seconds on the game clock, the Cougars are just going to let it tick down. They'll take a 34-14 win over Allan Hancock, and the drive to stay undefeated continues. Cougars 7-0 for the first time since 2018, and now they get ready for East Los Angeles, trying to keep that undefeated streak alive.
7-0, feeling good, looking good, but like I said, Matt, the business continues on Monday. It's come right back and get to work. We've got 3 tough opponents coming up. And if you have postseason aspirations and championship goals like we know this Cougar team does, it's going to be business as usual on Monday.
All right, you got to get out. We got more to do. Mike Nahar, our camera operator, we want to thank him. Aldo Canepa, our director, thank him as well. Jesse Munoz, I'm Matt Robinson. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you in a couple of weeks' time. Ventura here on November 6th. That should be a big one. We expect it to be. Until then, check out the Cougar Sports Network for volleyball. We got some soccer coming in as well. Have a great rest of your Saturday, everybody.
Go Cougs, this I promise.
Cougar football is presented by COC Athletics. For up-to-date information on all 17 College of the Canyons athletics programs, head to the Cougar homepage at cocathletics.com. Jersey Mike's Subs. Tired of eating at home? Then stop into a nearby Jersey Mike's and try the classic number 7 turkey and provolone. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. SCV TV. Tune into Santa Clarita's only local television station on Spectrum Channel 20, AT&T Channel 99, Apple TV, Roku, and scvtv.com, and follow on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for the latest from around the Santa Clarita Valley. Busy Bees Cafe. Come check out the Busy Bees Cafe barbecue at every Cougar home game and get a taste of the best smokehouse flavor in town. And COC Sports Information. Stay up to date on all 17 Cougars athletics programs by following COC Athletics on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and get the latest news on the Cougar homepage at cocathletics.com.